Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetto Orthodontics.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM
Consolidated is teaming up with Cornerstone Bank this year for our annual Toy and Food Drive. You can help us help those that need our support this holiday season. You'll be entered into a drawing for 2 prizes, an Apple iPad and a $50 gift card when you bring in 3 food items or household items such as baby diapers or laundry detergent, or a gift of a new unwrapped toy which will be distributed to children in southwestern North Dakota. Stop in at Consolidated at 507 South Main or Cornerstone Bank at 3095 15th Street West in Dickinson today with your donation.
This North Dakota high school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Seeley Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, I Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
Fielded by Jablonski at the 6 with 15, 20, straight ahead rear turn, 25, 30, 40. He's got speed, folks, and he is gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
It's time for North Dakota high school football on the PSP Network.
Rolling to his right. Dahl looking. He's got time. He throws. He's got a man out there. It's Renz. Caught. Touchdown, Century.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Sport Clips, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Tires Plus, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Hub International Insurance, First Western Bank and Trust, and Bismarck LASIK.
They hand up. Nope, this time they go to Irwin going left. He's got room. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Holsteins. Cody Irwin.
And they'll hand it off to Felkley, off right tackle. Slips through a tackle at the 10. Screams through another one at the 5. He hits pay dirt. That's 6 for St. Mary's. Nice play, Isaac Feltley.
Now let's go live to the press box for the countdown to kickoff.
High school football teams still standing in North Dakota have Dakota Bowl dreams. One more win and they advance to the state final. The PSP Network pleased to bring you the North Dakota 11A playoff semifinals as tonight from Schmeeker Field in Northwest Bismarck, the St. Mary's Saints host the Dickinson Midgets with the winner punching their ticket to the Dakota Bowl. Hi again, football fans, alongside Chuck Claremont, Todd Domries, welcoming you to our PSP Network broadcast booth on a perfect night for football, Chuck, about 60 degrees. There's a rock right outside the Schmeeker Field here that says it's always 65 and sunny. Man, if this was a day game, we might actually have 65 and sunny today as a early November perfect day on the deer opener and everything else going on. It's a great night for football here at Schmeeker Field.
Well, it's 61. It's not sunny because it's evening, but what a gorgeous night. I mean, what can you expect from November 5th at this point in time of year? You just never know what to expect in North Dakota. So to get 61 degrees and a breeze coming kind of across the field, it's an absolute gorgeous night for people to be here. And if you can't, boy, just you can feel how beautiful of a night it is and just a tremendous setting here on St. Mary's campus.
Dickinson Midgets brought a couple fan buses in, and the fans are filing in as this one is going to be a beauty. There's a lot of excitement surrounding this semifinal matchup game, and of course, St. Mary's 9-1 on the season would be the favorite. Dickinson Midgets 5-5 on the season, but boy, nobody got to the semifinals in a more thrilling way than the Dickinson Midgets did last week. Their only field goal attempt of the season, Chuck, and they knock off the Fargo South Bruins in a 4-5 matchup.
Yeah, and they had missed an extra point earlier in the day. Mavity did, so what a way to come back. I mean, obviously, you got those demons going through your head saying, hey, I missed a chippy in an extra point and come back to win it in a last-second field goal. Pretty special day there for the Dickinson Midgets, and I'm sure Coach Tuchscher is hoping, hey, can they carry that exciting momentum into this game tonight? Because, well, they're going to need every little bit of help they can to avenge that 34-0 loss to St. Mary's early in the season.
Yeah, you mentioned that one back on October 9th. It was 34-0. St. Mary's went out to Dickinson and maybe caught the Midgets on a night when they weren't quite 100%, but they certainly took advantage and pitched a shutout out at the Badlands Activity Center in Dickinson. So that's something Dickinson's got to kind of erase that from the mind and say, hey, it's a new season and they're playing their best football right now, and they're probably healthier than they've been in a while.
Well, I think that's one thing they can look back on. And you good golfers, good whatever, we can make excuses of why we lost, right, or why we had a bad round or a bad game. And in this case for Dickinson, they're saying, hey, Mavity got hurt early in that football game, didn't play a lot of that game. When he went down, it was 7-0, and ultimately we also didn't have our quarterback in Troy Berger. It was his first game back after missing over 2 games with a bad ankle. And so lots of ifs and buts and lots of reasons that Dickinson can say that we didn't play the game that we should have. But ultimately, I think they can look at what they've done since then and how they've played, down the stretch here. They've got a couple wins in a row. Obviously, big win against Fargo South last week, as you mentioned, in that 9-7. But this is a Dickinson team that just feels like they play good against good teams, not North, Century, Jamestown, South. And so I'm sure the Dickinson fans are sure hoping that same thing continues today.
And St. Mary's has been the class of the used to be AA and now the 11A field, as they were impressive last week in a quarterfinal win over the Devils Lake Firebirds, getting a couple 100 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns from Isaac Felkley. And undefeated last year, 1 loss this year, and the St. Mary's Saints just keep rolling along.
Well, you talk to some people, Todd, they say this St. Mary's team could be better than the one last year. When you take a look at the competition from St. Mary's playing some of the old locals that they played in how many years that they haven't played really recently. They beat South for the first time in how many years? Since, I think, 1991 to get the season kicked off. They beat Mandan. They beat Shanley. Here, Shanley's a semifinal team in AA. And so it's just, to me, it's a St. Mary's football team that they are hitting on all cylinders right now. 1 loss, and you look to the St. Mary's and that Jamestown loss, and you talk to people and they say, hey, we dominated that football game inside the 5. I think 3 times, didn't score. And so it's a St. Mary's team coming in with tons of confidence right now, Todd. And, what 9 times in a row, or 9 times in the 9 out of 9 they've been in the semifinals. So pretty unbelievable record this St. Mary's Saints team has.
Yeah, 5 titles since 2013 and Dakota Bowls and winning and winning 3 of those, playing in 4 of the last 5. And that's an exact opposite than the Dickinson Midgets. Playoffs appearances, wins have been rare for the team from the Queen City tonight, but hey, they're looking to rectify that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you look at that. As us being these stat guys, Dickinson, it's the first time you mentioned in 20 years they've been in the semifinals. Well, in St. Mary's, 9 times in a row they've been in the semifinals. So it's just a Dickinson team that they're not just happy to be here, though. Coach Tuchscher said last week, I think in an interview I listened to him, he said, hey, despite what people might think, we are not okay just to be in the playoffs. We recognize we haven't had a great record in the years past in terms of once you get to the playoffs, because it had been so many years since they actually had a win. I think it was 2005 since the last time they actually got a win. So you start looking at those numbers. But Coach Tuchscher, he sounded so confident in that pregame, saying, I like our kids. I like the hard-nosed play that our kids have. And I'm not going to put money on my kids, but he goes, I really like them. And I like when you have a coach that exudes that confidence. Players feel that.
We'll get you updated on our other games we'll be tracking tonight on the BNC National Bank scoreboard, and we'll have more as our pregame rolls on from Schmeeker Field. It's St. Mary's, number 1 St. Mary's against number 5 Dickinson. More after this break on the PSP Network.
High school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Seeley Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, I Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Todd Domrey's Chuck Claremont back at Schmeeker Field in Northwest Bismarck, getting set for the 11A semifinals. As it's so good to have you on the PSP Network tonight. Number 1 St. Mary's 9-1 in the season. Their head man is Dan Schmeeker in his 44th season at the helm of the Saints, and the number 5 Dickinson Midgets 5-5 on the season. John Tuchscher's their 9th-year head coach. Chuck, let's talk about some of the particulars here. Dickinson's got a nice 1-2 punch and 2 quality athletes that dominate a lot of the touches offensively for the Midgets.
Yeah, I would suspect when you look at Troy Berg and Luke Mavity, those are the 2 dudes, and Troy Berg especially, right? He's the guy that's going to run this offense. He's your quarterback, your 3-sport athlete. We'll get into a lot more when the game gets going, and he's just a guy that I can guarantee you, Isaac Falkley, their defense, they are going to be focusing on number 24 because he is going to get a lot of touches, whether it's running the football, whether it's rolling out and have a pass-run option. There's just so many things that Troy Berg that he has in his hands for this football game. He is going to be a key for Dickinson.
And the St. Mary's Saints, it's almost kind of like they had a preview of what the Midgets like to do, because there's a lot of similarities to what Devils Lake did a week ago and what the Dickinson Midgets do this week.
Yeah, Heilman, the quarterback for Devils Lake, I mean, he's a guy, same thing, ran a lot of similar offenses, a lot of load options, a lot of stuff with their quarterback, and ultimately, you're right, it was a perfect preview, if you want to call it that, to a similar type of offense where they were focusing on Heilman at the quarterback, and he don't get me wrong, he threw the ball okay, but ultimately he was your run threat big time. So the St. Mary's defense is surely has that preview and how they played against Devils Lake last week. They got to carry that over, especially that second half. Holy cow. I mean, they were negative yards they gave up through 3 quarters, and I mean, that was just a stalwart effort on that defensive side the second half.
And I don't know if a Toby Schweitzer coach defense is a defense that you want to get an extra week of preparation for to go up against. So it's a team in St. Mary's that's won 7 straight. They've got 2 shutouts, and if you get an extra week to kind of prepare, that smells like a little bit of danger for me.
Yeah, Toby Schweitzer's been around so long, Hall of Famer, former All-Stater at St. Mary's back in the 84 season and previous when I was there. He's one of those guys that he's a, Schmeeker's obviously been around forever, but Toby Schweitzer's been there a long time at defensive coordinator, and he definitely has a lot of input.
It's time now for our national anthem. We'll take it down in the field.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. On the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave on the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice rendition of our national anthem here at Schmeeker Field as we get set for the Saints and the Midgets in a semifinal tilt with the right to go to the Dakota Bowl next Friday. Oh, by the way, we'll have wall-to-wall coverage of the Dakota Bowl right here on the PSP Network. We'll start it off at 9:10 a.m. with the 9B championship, and then we'll roll all the way through the day, the 11B, the 11A, and the 11AA at about 6:40 on Friday evening, all from the Fargo Dome. So that'll be fun. Keep it right here to the PSP Network for all those games. Chuck, let's talk about a couple of the particulars here as we'll get to the starting lineups in just a second. We mentioned Troy Berg. Talk about a little bit what he brings to the Dickinson Midgets, both offensively and defensively.
Well, this is a kid who was All-State last year, taught at linebacker, and one of the keys on the offensive side in terms of running the football. They moved him back to strong safety because they knew they had a new kid coming in Sam Stillings, and inside linebacker, so they put him to strong safety, and he could very well be an all-stater at strong safety again. But just what he means to this team is he just is the heart and soul of this football team. It's hard to imagine. I mean, another athlete as good as he is. I mean, you look at his prowess in the baseball field, one of the best baseball players out there, 2-time all-championship wrestler. And he's just one of those kids that you look, he's 5'10", 180. So he's not the biggest kid out there, but when you watch film on him, he is hard to bring down. He's just a hard-nosed kid, and he is the spear, I guess, on this both offense and defensively for Dickinson Midgets.
Here's a Dickinson defensive starting unit. As they won the toss, they deferred. St. Mary's will have the football first. Up front, the Midgets go with Ian Brost. The nose guard is a 2-year starter, Max Wilkinson, 290-pound junior. Darren Aguirre is your 285-pound defensive tackle. Your linebackers, Caden Selly, a senior. Sam Stillings, the junior. Luke Mavity, the team leader in tackles, is a 200-pound senior. Jackson Melvin is an outside backer, also at 200 pounds, and a junior. Your corners are Ben Carlson and Chase Selly, and Carson Weiler, your senior free safety, along with Troy Berg, the senior strong safety for the 9th-year head coach, and that is John Tuchscher. For the St. Mary's Saints, their starting offense will look like this. Up front, you got Jack Wycombe, the 6'2", 250-pound senior left tackle. Will Marks is your left guard. Ian Indovina, your 2-year starter at center, is a 260-pound senior. Nick Windsor is the right guard at 240 and a senior. Jacob Getto is your right tackle at 200 pounds and a junior. Tight end is Miles Schaefer, a 215-pound senior. Your wide receivers are Nate Fedorchak, 6 touchdowns on the season. For Fedorchak, he's a 175-pound senior. Landon Gerving is the slot receiver, gets a lot of mileage in that St. Mary's offense, does Gerving. He's also got 6 touchdowns receiving. 165-pound senior is he. Britt Seffner's your slot at 6'3", 195 and a senior. And then your backfield has Will Langenfelder as your fullback, a senior. Isaac Felkley with just numbers piling up for him on the season. Over 200 yards last week. He's a 165-pound senior tail. And then your quarterback, Nick Schumacher, is the stir that kind of straws the drink, 185-pound, check that, senior quarterback with almost 1,900 yards passing and a couple hundred yards rushing for St. Mary's. Let's talk about Felkley a little bit. Another 2-year two-way starter for St. Mary's, kind of like Berg is for Dickinson.
Yeah, they got a lot of players. I mean, not that Dickinson doesn't. They've got a couple key guys, but St. Mary's, so many guys. But surely both offensively and defensively, you talk this senior Isaac Felkley, kind of in the shadows last year, a little bit of Colin Curl at St. Mary's, had so many All-Staters, but he has stepped up. And I watch him run, Todd. It seems like every game he just gets more and more into it, more comfortable. Last week, a huge game, as you mentioned, 208 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And and defense was his prowess. First-team All-State last year. And this kid can run. I mean, he's a 400-meter guy that qualified for state in that level, so he is just a great two-way player, leading their team in tackles, 70 tackles in the season. And, he's just one of those just stud kids that St. Mary's loves to have on their team, hard-nosed, wrestling-type guy, 4th in state wrestling, that he is definitely one of those leaders of this football team for the Saints.
Well, we're about ready to get this baby started. You ready for some football? Midgets are we kicking it off. That'll be Luke Mavity, has a hand up. Back deep to receive for St. Mary's is Gerving, Felkley, and Vetter. A west wind will be kind of crossing the field tonight, so not really an advantage going either direction as Mavity puts a boot into it. Deep end-over-end kick, bounces off the leg of Felkley, picks it up at the 9. Straight ahead return, sheds 1 tackle, but he's tripped up and dropped down at the 22-yard line. Jimmy Areola has the stick for Dickinson on special teams.
Yeah, good job for Dickinson getting that coverage. I like the kick by Ty Nelson, or excuse me, by Mavity, is down hard, low on the ground. Felkley couldn't come up with it, and good coverage by the Dickinson kickoff coverage team.
St. Mary's on 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. We'll send a couple receivers left. Seffner in the slot to the right. Now he comes in motion, trips to the left. Out of the gun is Schumacher. Quick hitter. And he throws a one-hopper to Britt Seffner. That was not a good first down. I love the idea to get a good, nice, easy completion for your quarterback, but a one-hopper there for Schumacher.
Well, he had it set up, too, as he had him wide open in that slot formation, as he had Nate Fedorchak running up the field, taking that cornerback out of the way, and he one-hopped him. TDI was looking down. There was nobody within about 8 yards of him.
2nd and 10 for the Saints. Twins right, 1 receiver left. Schumacher, little swing pass. Felkley's got it. He's got a couple blockers. 25-30, sideline, first down. Rumbling out to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 13 yards before Carson Weiler ushers him out of bounds.
I like the call, St. Mary's. We talk about this running football team, but they really are very balanced. 200 yards rushing, 190 passing in the season. A little swing pass to Felkley and get him out in the open in space. He is lethal.
Nice blocks on the perimeter there by a couple receivers as well. That's good job in space for St. Mary's. Now they have it 1st and 10 from their own 35. Seffner, a little fake, now an option and a keep for Schumacher, and he doesn't get much. Caden Selly there to drop him in his tracks, maybe a gain of 1.
He faked it to nobody, TD. I'm not quite somebody missed the play or something, because down the line option Schumacher, and maybe he was just kind of playing that speed option as he went down, was going to option the defensive end, and boy, nothing was doing there as Caden Selly, the linebacker, just came down hard on him and pulled him down for a short gain.
Well, I think they were optioning Selly, and with nobody to pitch it to or hand it to, he just read the quarterback and stuck him in his tracks. 2nd and 9 now for St. Mary's, just underway. And now it's an option play. Schumacher will keep it, weaves and dissects the defense for a few. Gets out to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 4 before the nose guard, Max Wilkinson, hog-ties him down.
That's that veer option that St. Mary's loves. They've been running that for forever. Since Schmeek started that, they love always putting that package in. Lingenfelter, he was the first guy right behind the guard that they faked that handoff. Good pull by the quarterback, Nick Schumacher, and ran around that right end for nice gain.
Well, this is where the Saints really like to go to their slot receiver, Landon Gerving, as he is in the slot. Fedorchuk wide to the left. Schumacher out of the gun. Bobbles the snap, picks it up, has to throw it over the middle. He's got Fedorchuk. He had a first down, then he went backwards, but I think the spot is going to give him forward progress to the 45. 5-yard gain on 3rd and 5, and that's going to be a first down.
Snap was just a little bit low. Quarterback Schumacher mishandled it, but went down, picked it up, and kept his wits to him. 2 guys were blitzing in the middle. Todd, almost a jump pass as he hit Fedorchuk coming over the middle, and I think that was a good spot because it felt like to me it wasn't his momentum. He was kind of bowing around to get around the one defender, but good spot by the official.
Clock stops.
If you're a St. Mary's fan, I guess.
Clock stops momentarily where they move the chains, and now it's 1st and 10 for the Saints. They picked up a couple first downs on the opening drive of the game. No score on your BNC Bank scoreboard. St. Mary's, man in motion, and the handoff goes to Felkley. Slips through one tackle, then he's jerseyed, grabbed, and dropped down, no gain. Sam Stillings filling the hole, putting a black hat on him right there.
Just Felkley, the only guy in the formation next to the quarterback Schumacher, and just a straight-ahead handoff and good read by Sam Stillings, that 170-pound junior linebacker. He's the guy I talked about, Todd, before the game that Coach Tuchscher was so confident moving up there to that linebacker spot. And, you take an all-state linebacker and move him back. That tells you what you think about this junior Sam Stillings.
There's a lot of hats to the football right there for Dickinson. As Felkley can be slippery, now the Saints on 2nd and 10. They'll motion Sefner into trips. Right between the hash marks, Schumacher pitches it on an option. There goes Felkley. Can he get to the boundary? No! Nice play in space. Troy Berg, your returning first-team All-State linebacker from a year ago, with a tackle for no gain on the play, coming up and forcing it from his strong safety position.
Well, and give credit right there to Caden Selly, as Selly's the one that came up and drilled the quarterback Schumacher. He read it right, but the pitch was out to Felkley, and Troy Berg, you mentioned that strong safety. He was right there. That's perfect option defense.
He came flying. He was 7 yards deep, and when that pitch happened, he came flying up to force it. 3rd and long for the Saints. Schumacher rolling right. He's got time, throws it into the flat. Ooh, nice play. Fedorchuk in space, and a first down for St. Mary's all the way to the Dickinson 42-yard line. Couple nice 3rd down conversions, and Schumacher with a strike for a new set of downs for St. Mary's.
I just like how Schumacher stands up in that pocket, TD. He rolled to his right all kinds of time. Windsor, Indovina, Gettle, and they just gave him all kinds of time. And then I love the route that Fedorchuk ran. So many times he does that post route. Instead, he faked the post, went to the outside, and the ball hit him in stride.
St. Mary's, 1st and 10 from the Dickinson midget 42-yard line. Snap back. Handoff, Felkley off tackle right. Slips through a small hole. Then he's submarined and dropped down at the 39-yard line by Troy Berg again for Dickinson.
That's that play. They love either a toss play or the handoff where they're pulling both guards, Marks and Windsor. I'm not sure. I can't remember what Coach called it last week, but I just call it it's not the pitch play, but it's a handoff. As Windsor and Marks got some good blocks around the corner, and then Felkley, he just kind of reads it, whether he goes outside or whether he cuts inside.
5-minute drive for the Saints here on the opening drive of the game. Schumacher out of the gun, rolling left, blitzes on, stops in the pocket, floats it, sideline, off the fingertips of Nate Fedorchuk again as he had a step. He was open at the 27. Schumacher just under some pressure, couldn't get much on that one. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, the ball was not a spiral. He rolled it to his left, and there was some blitzes coming right in his face. He threw the football. It should have been caught, TD. I think Fedorchuk, if he was honest with himself, he'd say, hey, even though the ball was a little bit wobbly, I should have caught it. He was running that deep out pattern.
St. Mary's with a couple 3rd down conversions on this drive already, and now they're facing a 3rd down and 7 from the midget 39-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark, trips left, one receiver right is Sefner. Felkley standing beside Schumacher. And a quick hitter, far sideline. Sefner grabs it, sheds one tackle, first down. Boy, Schumacher's been on the money here on third down. Completion out to the 26-yard line. Sam Stillings pushes him out of bounds, but a first down for the Saints.
Saints love to run that play. Trips, they go to the boundary. They put one guy on the short side of the field, and pretty much he's almost set up in man, other than that linebacker maybe has some underneath coverage, and the quarterback looked to his left, came back to his right, threw an absolute strike to Sefner, the All-Stater wide receiver.
Well, St. Mary is just methodically marching it down the field. They've moved it to the midget 26-yard line. Wide side is the left. Schumacher out of the gun, rolling left. Stops in the pocket, flips it sideline, and that pass, off the hands of Matt Porter. Tipped away at the last second by Caden Selly, the linebacker, as that was close to in the red zone for the Saints, but a good play by Selly to knock it away.
One thing Schumacher does a good job with, Todd, is when he rolls out, he can throw the ball on a dime, the fastball, but he also has great touch. Try to throw a little touch pass in there over the top of the linebacker, and Selly did a good job coming from underneath, closed on that one, and maybe just got just a little bit of a hand on it to tip it away.
2nd and 10 for St. Mary's. Again, the line of scrimmage is the midget 26-yard line. Flood the strong side of the field with 3 receivers. Fake to Felkley. Schumacher rolling left again. Goes into the flat. Double coverage. That pass is incomplete. Gerving got spilled immediately as it was Mavity
number 4, Landon Gerving.
in the vicinity along with Chase Selly as they had Gerving sandwiched that time.
Yeah, that was danger as Gerving was coming across the field as he was lined up in that right slot formation. Came across the middle and the quarterback set up, tried to throw the fastball. Sometimes when you got that great arm, you try to squeeze it in some areas you shouldn't, and I think St. Mary's got away with one there.
I wonder if you're Dickinson, you've been rushing 3 and maybe sending a 4th. I wonder if I might send a couple guys here and try to get some heat on Schumacher on 3rd down. Trips left, 1 receiver right again for St. Mary's, 3rd and 10. Got to get to the 16 for a first down. Looking left, firing a fade pattern left, and that's too tall for his intended receiver, Nate Fedorchak. And now you're in a weird spot. It's going to be a long field goal here, Chuck, or a 4th down decision for the Saints.
Well, Schumacher hit on a 39-yarder early in the year. This one would be just outside that at 42. If it was the 43-yard, I don't think they're going to be doing that one. That was a little crossing pattern on the outside. Schumacher tried to throw up a jump ball. Let his 6'3" receiver, Fedorchak, go get it, but the ball was thrown a little bit over his head.
St. Mary's facing a 4th and 10. No field goal kicker in the formation, and it's going to be the Saints going for it. Can the midget defense bend but not break here? 4th and 10. Schumacher back to pass. Dickinson rushes 4 over the middle, and what a grab. Fedorchak went up and got it. There was a linebacker in coverage, but Schumacher threads the needle. Mavity in the vicinity, but it's 1st and goal for the Saints.
21-yard pickup, a deep in pattern, and the reason he had time to run that 15-yard in pattern or 20-yard in pattern, TD, was the quarterback had all kinds of time. Dickinson chose not to blitz. Schumacher set up and threw a strike, an absolute perfect spiral to Fedorchak.
1st and goal from the 5 for the Saints. Schumacher out of the gun, and they'll hand it off, and there goes Isaac Felkley right down Broadway, fights his way for a couple.
On the carry, number 22,
got busted down
Felkley.
at about the 2-yard line as it was Ian Brost stacking him up there.
3 touchdowns last week by Isaac Felkley. You might get a steady dose of him right here as now, you've relied on the pass. 10 times you've thrown the football on this 16-play drive already. TD. We'll see if St. Mary's goes back to the bread and butter and keeps her on the ground.
St. Mary's playing a little keep away here as they've had it for 6.5 minutes. Saints knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the Dickinson 3-yard line. This time Felkley is behind Schumacher, and they'll hand it off, and getting stamped is Isaac Felkley. There's Ian Brost one more time.
Brost came slanting from that right tackle side. It took way too long to get the football to me, to Isaac Felkley, because they had a huge hole on the right side. Windsor and Gettle opened up a hole that Woody and I could have ran through. And, it was a huge hole, but it took way too long for that play to develop and the quarterback to get the ball back to Felkley. And what a play by Brost, just slanting down from that defensive tackle to blow up Felkley.
I tell you what, the midgets have been money on 1st and 2nd down. This pretty much in this entire drive. But 3rd down has kind of been, and 4th down has been the midget nemesis on this now 7-minute drive. And We got a timeout, a Hubbard National Insurance timeout on the field. They're located on Burnt Boat Drive in Northwest Bismarck. We break. No score on your BNC Bank scoreboard. We're back after this timeout on the PSP.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Well, let's see what St. Mary's will dial up here on fourth. Check that, 3rd down and goal. Ball after that 2-yard loss is back to the 5-yard line. 4:41 to play in a scoreless first quarter. St. Mary's has taken this opening drive, Chuck, and held the football for 7+ minutes now.
Yeah, 17 plays. This will be their 18th play, and we'll see if maybe they try to open it up a little bit rather than just kind of ground and pound.
They do spread it out. Twins left, twins right. Schumacher out of the gun, stands in the pocket, into the flat he goes, and it's caught and then hit. Oh, it's a touchdown. They gave him the goal line. St. Mary's gets it to Matt Porter. He got popped, but he eclipses the goal line. Touchdown, Saints.
Matt Porter lined up in the slot formation, the inside of that Twins formation, TD, and he just ran up, got to the goal line, went to an out pattern. Schumacher hit him perfectly. The official was lined up right there, Todd, right on the goal line. So I think it's the right call, the official. I mean, he was totally in the right spot. And what a hit, though, by Berg. He came flying up and hit him. I mean, it was a half second too late. He hits him a half second earlier, and the ball would have been back at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, you saw the midget bench was right away like, hey, guys, how did that get over the goal line as it got wedged all the way back to about the 6-yard line? But nonetheless, the touchdown stands. St. Mary's leads, and we take a touchdown timeout. 7-0 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Saints over the Midgets. We're back after this break on the PSP Network.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
St. Mary's with almost a 20-play drive, held the football for 7+ minutes. They played keep away, and they converted on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Nick Schumacher to Matt Porter from the slot. Looked like, as we were watching the replay check, that he did eclipse the goal line. So, and as you said, the referee couldn't have been in a better position as Caden Selly lets that football fly into the end zone. Check that. That's Chase Selly. And we'll get our first look at the Dickinson Midget starting offense. They'll go like this. As up front, the Midgets will have Jackson Melvin, left tackle, Trevon Littlefield, the left guard, Ian Brose, the center, Landon Fiechner is the right guard, Evan Davidson is your right tackle, Caden Selly, Ben Carlson, Carson Weiler receivers, Tanner Easterday, tight end, Troy Berg, and Luke Mavity in the backfield. As Dickinson will motion, they'll hand it off to Berg, evading one tackler and slipping his way out to the 25-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 20. St. Mary's tackled by Isaac Felkley, and we're underway for the Midgets' first possession of the game, and it takes about 8 minutes of game time for the Midgets to get their hand on the football.
Yeah, that was a big drive, Todd. Let's close that one out real quick. That drive was 7 minutes and 18 seconds, 18 plays, 78 yards.
Dickinson will spread you out. One receiver to the right, trips to the left. Quick hitter, Berg fires sideline, incomplete. And a flag flies in as the Midgets looking there for Ty Nelson. Pass was too tall, but a quick flag comes in, our first marker of the night.
Nelson almost lined up like a screen as they had Twins to that left side of the field. He stepped back, and the ball just sailed on quarterback Berg.
Still no signal from the officials as we got a little bit of a zebra convention. And while we do, we get a chance to tell you that tonight's game brought to you in part by the Medicine Shop. They're proud to support local athletes. The Medicine Shop in Bismarck brings you tonight's game, as does Tires Plus. Can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com as we still got a convention going on. And they're going to wave the flag off. Okay.
So one thing here too, Todd, just give a quick BNC Bank update. Is over at the Community Bowl, it's 0-0, about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Neither Century or West Fargo has scored in their first possessions.
That game started at 6:30, so an early start over at the Bowl. St. Mary's up by 7 here. The Midgets facing a 3rd down and 5. They got to get to the 30 for a first down. Mavity stands beside Berg in the gun. Twins left, twins right. Berg surveying. And the snap is back. Berg back to pass. Oh, the miscommunication. As Carlson went out, and Berg threw it in, and Felkley almost had a pick.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to hit Caden Selly. Selly went out, he thought he was going in, and it literally hit Felkley in a horrible spot, the breadbasket. I mean, he should have had an interception right at about the 30-yard line. He wants that one back.
So you give up about a 20-play touchdown drive that takes 7 minutes, and then you come back out, and your offense goes 3 and out. So not the start the Midgets were looking for. Dickinson back into punting formation. Ty Nelson booms it away. Gerving chased back to his 39-yard line. Retreats, runs out of bounds, just a short 3-yard return, and that's where the St. Mary's Saints offensive unit will come on out as, well, you couldn't have asked for a much better start if you're head coach Dan Schmeeker here for his football team. As you got offensive rhythm, you had 3rd down conversions, you get a 3 and out, and so the Midgets going to have to stand up here on the defensive side.
Yeah, and you know, maybe it's the father stopping in the booth, Todd, before the game. Todd Porter stops in, kind of said, hey, good luck to us. And, you know, don't be afraid to throw my name out there if my kid does well. Well, hey, good job, Todd. Way to give your kid some love.
Yeah, he catches a touchdown in the state semifinals. What the heck? St. Mary's.
Done his job.
Yeah. Sends Fedorchuk to the wide side, from the wide side to the short side. Now they motion Seffner to the wide side. Handoff, as I don't think everybody was set, as Schumacher does not hand it off. He keeps it, gets a couple yards off left tackle. We'll sort the penalty out as Troy Berg on another stop. Boy, that guy's everywhere.
Yeah, it had to be a legal shift, right? That's I don't know what happened. I don't know who's the illegal shift, Todd, because it looked like ultimately they had one guy in motion. He sets up on the right side, and then they bring Seffner back to the left side. And Coach Schmeeker is talking to the officials saying, I don't get it. What am I missing?
Yeah, well,
he's still saying.
Still having a conversation.
The official's not buying it.
Hey,
Schmeeker.
Other games we're tracking tonight on that BNC National Bank scoreboard. There's 4 semifinal games. This one included in the 4. In the other 11A final, you got Fargo North at Jamestown. Chuck mentioned the 2A finals, and that's West Fargo at Century. And then you got Fargo Shanley at West Fargo Cheyenne, as Cheyenne has taken a lead 7-0 over Shanley, just ending the first quarter of play. Handoff, second man through. Felkley gets the penalty yardage back and then some, as he carries folks past the 45 out to the 46. Give him 9 as Bros, trailing from behind, tracks him down to drag him down.
Designed to go off the right side as it was lined up in I formation, and just a good read by Isaac Felkley. He cut back against the grain as the guys up front were flowing to the left and just put his head down and just surged forward, so for a big 8-yard pickup.
Felkley's had some big games this year. 144 yards and a touchdown against South early on. 200 yards and a touchdown. 3 touchdowns last week against Devils Lake as they give it to him again. Straight ahead between the tackles. He's tripped up by Luke Mavity of Dickinson after a couple-yard gain.
Well, it's not hard to figure out who the 2 dudes are on this team. Every play you look at, it's 22 or 24, somewhere around that, 1 or 2 guys. And
that don't matter if it's offense or defense.
No, it's
right.
It's kind of what you talked to the St. Mary's coaches beforehand, and they would have told you. It's going to be a lot of 22 and 24. They are flying around the football.
3rd down and 5 for St. Mary's. Offset eye, play action. Schumacher under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Good pressure there by the Midgets, as coming in there and putting a lick on him was Caden Krieg.
It's Krieg, and then the other guy was trying to find out. Oh, he was Krieg and Brost, and Brost has been so hard to pick up, Todd. He has given St. Mary's a tremendous amount of trouble tonight, but good backside blitz by Caden Krieg, the sophomore. He comes off the left side, which would have been kind of right in the face of the quarterback, but the quarterback, Nick Schumacher, was rolling to his left in that play, so good call by the defensive coordinator of the Midgets. Ooh,
Schumacher
sidewinding
a punt, and that, I said sidewinding, that's the S word.
That's, yeah.
As it sails into the Midget bench, so the Dickinson Midgets' little boost of momentum here is a bad punt is going to give Dickinson High the football with 2:28 to play in the first quarter at good spot at the 48, make it the 49-yard line as a 3-and-out, bad punt, and he's completely swung field position.
Yeah, I had accidentally put their penalty of 5 yards in the punt column. Well, that was a 3-yard punt.
Oh, boy.
So maybe I was foreshadowing the single-digit punt.
And there goes Dickinson High. They hand it off to Mavity, and he burrows his way and churns his way and carries people for about 5, give him 6 yards into St. Mary's territory at their 46-yard line.
That's a good first carry for Mavity, and just a tough kid. 5'11", 200 pounds. He got that good low center of gravity. When he gets the football, he just gets those pads down low and goes right at you.
Set that St. Mary's defense after this play as Dickinson High will come out unbalanced to the left. Berg beside Mavity. Fake to Mavity. Berg has it, angling left and not much there. Got smoked down by the safety, Britt Sefner. Here's that St. Mary's 3-4 defense up front. Sven Blumseth and Jack Wycombe, big game for him last week as a safety and a sack and big plays all around for your nose guard, the first team All-Stater. Nick Windsor is your right defensive end. Your linebackers, Preston Barch, Isaac Felkley, Jackson Richter, and Will Langenfelder. Your corners, Clayton Morole, Landon Gerving, and then Sefner and Tommy Kralik. Your defensive safeties, as Jackson Richter lost his hat, so he has to come off for a play, and it's 3rd down and 4 for the Midgets. Trips right, one receiver left. Berg back to pass. In the pocket, St. Mary's brings a blitz, and it's rifled in there looking for Carlson. And Landon Gerving, well, got a paw in there and tipped it away.
Up by number 4, Landon Gerving.
Good play on the outside. As you said, Carlson was just an out pattern, or actually started out outside the numbers, Todd, and was coming just a skinny little post. And the quarterback, Berg, tried to throw a fastball to Ben Carlson, the junior, and Landon Gerving, that senior cornerback, stepped in perfectly designed defense with that left hand, just knocked it away.
And now Ty Nelson will drop back into punting formation. And they fake it. Dickinson rolling the dice, and they have a first down. Luke Mavity was one of the up men, and he gets the carry. And hey, why not? You haven't been in the playoffs and the semifinals for 20 years. Roll the dice, John Tuchscher. Big play there for the Midgets.
Yeah, I love the call, and I don't know if Mavity normally is that guy on the upside, and it's kind of like you got to have your eyes out for guys like 22 and 24. Where are they standing? And the snap was right to Mavity, and he ran over that right side. Victor and Evan Davidson, good blocking on that point to get him the first down.
Carlson, Selly wide to the right. Berg out of the gun. Couple receivers to the left. And they'll hand it off. Nope, they'll fake it. Mavity angling left, and then Berg almost followed him into the hole. And it's a positive gain. Midgets haul it all the way down to the 34-yard line, gain of 6 before the free safety. Tommy Kralik cuts him down.
Yeah, they take Trayvon Littlefield, the sophomore, kind of pulled him from that left guard. He came around to the left side. Quarterback Berg waited till he saw an opening, tried to stick his head down, and he did. I mean, when you're getting those 5 yards of a crack TD, that's your Coach Tuchscher's loving that.
Dickinson's on the move as we've reached the end of a fast-moving first quarter. The 11A semifinals on the PSP Network at the end of 1. It's St. Mary's 7, Dickinson 0.
Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Consolidated is teaming up with Cornerstone Bank this year for our annual Toy and Food Drive. You can help us help those that need our support this holiday season. You'll be entered into a drawing for 2 prizes, an Apple iPad and a $50 gift card when you bring in 3 food items or household items such as baby diapers or laundry detergent, or a gift of a new unwrapped toy, which will be distributed to children in southwestern North Dakota. Stop in at Consolidated at 507 South Main or Cornerstone Bank at 3095 15th Street West in Dickinson today with your donation.
Back in action is Dickinson High. Starting the second quarter of play, gets a rolled snap. Berg picks it up, angles to his right, sheds one tackler and falls ahead. He's got first down yardage to the 30. Felkley is there to smother him down, but it's another physical run there for the quarterback, Troy Berg.
And you called it, TD, a physical run is they just kind of make it so it's a +1 on one side, and they had it there with Mavity on the fullback on the right side, and then Berg just does a good job picking his spots, and then he lowers his head, drives forward, and there's always, a couple 2-3. Couple 2-3, you can see I've been out in Glen Ellen or out in New Salem. Couple 2-3, that's what they were using. And as they pushed them forward for the first down.
Second down, check that first down. They hand it off to Luke Mavity off right side, and he gets a couple before he's strung out and dropped down there and spilled by Isaac Felkley, the linebacker for the Saints.
But if you're Dickinson, hey, you'll take 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. That's what they've been getting. It puts you right in that position at second and 7 yards. As a coach, you're going, all right, it's 4 down territory right now for us anyway. So 3 yards and a cloud of dust and first down, we'll take it.
If you've been in Glen Ellen, you've heard the saying, throw the horse over the fence some hay.
Yep.
As the midgets hand it off to Luke Mavity. I have a hard time even saying that because it just doesn't roll off my tongue, but I've heard it many times. Matter of fact, Randall Gerving might have been the first guy that introduced me to that. He is a Glen Ellen native.
He is Randall Gerving. Landon Gerving's father, right? Randall, if I was a quarterback for Glen Ellen back in the day, I don't know if they were any good back then, but he was a quarterback.
Well, now Dickinson High, after another handoff to Mavity, gets about a yard, is facing a 3rd down and 6 as they've marched it to the Saints' 27-yard line. Berg out of the gun, trips left, one receiver right, and we get a false start.
I think there was some movement on that right side. Davidson potentially, as he was looking to his left where St. Mary was faking the blitz. It was either Jackson Richter or Isaac Felkley, the 2 wrestlers playing in the middle there. And a little bit of a flinch by Davidson, the junior. Official saw it.
Well, now instead of a 3rd down and 6, you'll be facing a 3rd down and 11. Chance to tell you that Chuppy Clinic's proud to bring you tonight's game. Find them online at chuppy.com. 3rd and long, snap is back. Berg evades the rush, gets to the boundary, throws it deep into the end zone, jump ball, touchdown! Carson Weiler, 31 yards. Look at that Dickinson sideline. They are fired up. What a play by Berg to evade the rush, and then the St. Mary's defender fell down, and Weiler wide open.
Well, it was a soft snap, if you want to call it that, Todd. It was kind of floated back in the air, and he caught it. Nick Windsor was a defensive end who came running right at him. Berg gave him a little juke, ran to the right side, and just threw up, as you mentioned, just a 50-50 ball. Said, okay, guy, go Carson. 6-1, you go get it against Landon Gerving, and Gerving fell down, and right there standing next to Gerving as he was laying face down in front of him was Carson Weiler.
Mavity swings his leg through, bangs home an extra point, and just like that, early in the second quarter, we are tied. We'll take a touchdown timeout. 9:50 to play. First half, BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Dickinson 7, St. Mary's 7.
Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Dickinson High standing tall as the midgets you had a kind of a feeling like, is this going to be a landslide here after St. Mary's held the ball for almost 20 plays in the first quarter, but Dickinson High came right back. Here's your ensuing kickoff. Kind of a squib there by Luke Mavity, but before we even get running down the field, it's going to be offsides on Dickinson, so that'll set him back 5. Reminder, after the game, we'll have our move of the game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. They can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com.
A couple BNC Bank scoreboard updates. 11-12 left in the half or second quarter. It's Cheyenne and Shanley now tied at 7, and then with 16 seconds left in the half, West Fargo got on the board, and they're up 6-0 over the Patriots.
We'll do a redo kick as Mavity sends a sidewinder as it bounces at about the 15. Will it get to the end zone? That's lucky for the Saints as Paul Vetter, I'll say it was a good read, is he let that baby bounce at about the 15, and then it looked like it was going to die at the 1, but it got into the blue of the Saints end zone there, and St. Mary's will take over 1st and 10 at their 20.
That drive, TD, 9 plays, 4 minutes and 35 seconds, really set up by the poor punt, the 3-yard kick by Nick Schumacher, and went 51 yards, couple first downs, so good response by the Dickinson Midgets.
Well, and hey, we mentioned the start. You just had to get off to a good start, build some confidence on that far sideline, and they have done exactly that, have the Midgets. They'll be here to stay this entire game. St. Mary's tosses it to Felkley, and he doesn't get much. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and then he was strung out there.
Number 64, Jackson Melvin.
Jackson Melvin, the linebacker there on the right side, the 200-pound junior there to solidify him down.
And they are surely focusing on Felkley. He's the guy running time and time again. I mean, Felkley, 120 rushes on the season. Will Lingenfelter, the fullback, just has 30, and quarterback Nick Schumacher, 42. So it's pretty much 2-1 Felkley and everybody else.
Tied at 7 here, 9 minutes to play in the first half. Schumacher goes play action. Flips it into the flat. He had his man with Lingenfelter, but he had slipped out of the backfield, and then he slipped down.
On the reception,
short gain on the play, out to the 23-yard line.
And they've had guys open. Coach Schmeeker's had some plays called where they've got open. First play of the game, Britt Sefter was open in the flat, and I think that might be something that Coach is saying, that, hey, these guys are focusing so much on the inside, and Stillings and Mavity, that maybe we can squeak a linebacker, put somebody else in that flat area because they're not covering it.
Max Wilkinson goes off as the nose guard. Aguirre moves over to the nose as it's now 3rd and 8 for St. Mary's. Schumacher out of the gun, trips to his left. He rolls left. He's got time. Fires it to a secondary. Ooh, nice play. As he got to that second level, did Nate Fedorchuk. He's strung out of bounds by Carson Weiler, but that's another dart thrown there by Nick Schumacher, the quarterback, on a first down for the Saints.
Can't say enough about the time, too, he had, and give credit to Will Lingenfelter, too, because he was the one who came around the corner and actually blocked the big guy, Max Wilkinson, got right in front of him, gave the quarterback time to square their shoulders and throw a bullet to his receiver, Fedorchuk.
St. Mary's from their own 35-yard line gets a new set of downs. Schumacher will hand it off Felkley. Small hole, and then it closes quickly. That's good pursuit. Mavity, along with Wilkinson there to sandwich down Felkley after a gain of 2.
And, hey, that's a matchup. You got two guys, both 2-year starters in Max Wilkinson at the nose guard, and you got Indovina, the 2-year starter at center, 260 and it's 290. That time, Wilkinson just took that left arm, threw him to the side, grabbed a hold of the running back, and just yanked him down.
Well, we'll give Felkley 3. Makes it 2nd down and 7 for the Saints.
Felkley 9 carries, 16 yards is all today.
Quiet game for Felkley thus far. Schumacher's back to pass. This time a blitz comes. They almost get home, and is that caught? No. Sefner had it at midfield, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, you brought both. You brought Caden Krieg again as he's coming in and passing downs, and Mavity, the two guys that were right there, forced the quarterback to throw it a little earlier than he wanted to. Sefner was open. He had a step coming on a in pattern, but he just could not come up with the ball. Was thrown just a little bit too low.
Sam Stillings, the linebacker, was in coverage step for step with Seffner. And now Saints, but they have been money on third downs thus far, and they've got another one. 3rd and 7 for St. Mary's. Back to pass is Schumacher. Throws it into the flat. Fedorchak catches it, but he's going to be short of a first down as he's bottled up at the 42-yard line. Ben Carlson along with Caden Selly in coverage, and now it's a 4th down and 3 in a likely punting situation for the Saints.
Good coverage there by the midgets, as you mentioned. Selly was right there. Caden Selly from the under spot. He was helping the flat area, the linebacker. Then Ben Carlson, the cornerback, he had the deep half, and I just love it that really quick.
Is this going to be a pooch kick, or is St. Mary's going to go for it? Schumacher is the punter, and he will just rugby style it. Bounces at the 30, and actually kind of wedged up as it'll roll inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line, and the punt will give the Dickinson Midgets the football. We're tied at 7 with 6:44 to play in the football in the first half. I beg your pardon. As hey, our thanks to BNC National Bank for bringing our scoreboard tonight. Financial solutions for your life and business. They're customer-focused, community-driven, the bank for business people. And on the change of possessions, we remind you that, hey, the PSP Network's official hotel for the Dakota Bowl is the Clubhouse Suites in Fargo. Use the promo code Dakota and receive 15% off your 2-night stay while in Fargo for the Dakota Bowl. 1st and 10 midgets. A lot of 3 receiver, 4 receiver sets. They spread you out, and there goes Troy Berg. Flag flies in. Went right between the tackles, did Berg, and that looks to be a hold call.
Yeah, I think it's a hold. It looked like it was on the backside, too, as Littlefield was trying to slip block with Melvin, and Littlefield had a hold of the left tackle for the Saints. Didn't let him go, and so good call by the official.
Actually gave it a chop block, Chuck.
Oh, is that what he came in from behind? That right side went down low on his back as he was doing that slip block.
Yep. So one guy's engaged.
Sometimes they call that a hold. Sometimes that's 15 yards, too.
Yeah, that'll be a big one as Dickinson just got the football here in a tie game midway through the second quarter, and now they're going to be facing after the half the distance to the goal penalty.
Well, kind of negates a good run, too, because there was a hole on that right side. Mavity had a nice block, too, and it was a, 5-yard pickup or 6-yard pickup on first down. So instead of 2nd and 4, you go back to, 1st and 20.
St. Mary's almost jumped. They didn't go off sides. Dickinson hands it off to Mavity, and he is running over tacklers, through tacklers, and he's still not down. And now they're trying to push the pile. It's a rugby scrum, and there goes the midgets. They got about 5 more yards.
Interesting how the officials let that go too, Todd, as the official was right there. He saw the feet churning for Mavity, and clearly his forward progress wasn't stopped. And this kid, he is so hard to bring down. He was hit initially in the backfield. I think it was Windsor who was crashing from his defensive end spot, and he came down. He missed him because he just couldn't pull down the 200-pound bull, and then, man, got all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, ends up being, a 10-yard game?
Yeah. Mavity 5 carries, 24 yards.
Berg and Mavity in the backfield. Couple receivers left and right for the midgets. 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Berg's back to pass. Short drop. Now he's flushed. Sheds one guy. Oh, and he's hung out and dropped down from behind. I think that was Seth Blumseth.
Yeah. Blumseth came from behind. Jack Wycombe went down low to try to grab a hold of his ankle, and he stopped him long enough to force the quarterback to kind of revert and go back to his left, and when he did, from behind, Blumseth came, got him just at the neck, I think, TD, and pulled him behind it. Probably looked a lot harder than it really was. I'm sure it still didn't feel good.
Berg picks up 4, makes it 3rd down and 6. Berg surveying, and he's out of the gun. Snap back. Saints bring an extra rusher. Berg's got time, finally goes late over the middle, and that's going to be picked off. The receiver fell down. Thomas Kralik intercepts it. Dickinson High was looking for Chase Selly, but he fell down, and then Kralik, just playing center field, picks it off.
Weird, Todd, because both receivers were literally in the same area right there. As they came across the middle, the quarterback had a little bit of happy feet. He had a little bit of time, stepped up in the pocket, and then threw it. It went a little high over one of his intended receivers, but they literally were I mean, one was 1 yard in front of the other in the middle of the field, so somebody ran the wrong route, and just a great interception by Kralik as he dove on the play, caught it right before it hit the ground.
First turnover of the night goes to the St. Mary's Saints. Tied at 7 here on your BNC Bank scoreboard. St. Mary's will motion Felkley, and now is that going to be a false start, delay a game? Play clock was winding down, and both teams now getting bit by the penalty bug here late in the first half.
False start. And that's one of the things, 10 games into the season, false starts, things like that. You just, as a coach, you hate to see that. I guess you hate to see it one game into the season.
Yeah. Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by the Chuppy Clinic. They offer more than just basic adjustments of the spine. Find them online at chuppy.com. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tires Plus. All the brands under one roof with guaranteed lowest prices. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. 1st and 15 for the Saints, now back at their own 45. Schumacher, deep drop. Slings it over the middle, it's caught. Fedorchak came back to it, gain of 7. Fell down when he caught it, but they got the penalty yardage back, plus a couple.
Fedorchak, a long drag to come across the field as he was lined up out by the numbers. And quarterback, he really is standing in the pocket really well, quarterback Nick Schumacher. And he was hit hard by Mavity on a blitz, but was able to get the ball to his favorite receiver in Fedorchak. Actually, Gerving's probably his favorite receiver, but Sefner's got 23 catches, Fedorchak 30, and Gerving 36. So he's got 3 pretty good ones.
Pretty good balance there. As here comes Dickinson on a blitz again. Schumacher gets rid of it, throws it on the deep fade. Well, contact at the top of the route there, but it's going to go over the head of Nate Fedorchak. It looked like Carson Weiler was back there deep.
Yeah, it's one of those that we could maybe is better angle for us because I think the official was in line with was Fedorchak, who was trying to get the ball in a deep out pattern. The guy coming from over the top pushed him in the back, but you probably couldn't. He probably was screened out by it.
Now Chase Selly also back there. It was kind of into a double coverage. And now St. Mary's facing a 3rd down and 8. Saints out of the huddle late, just 5 on the play clock. 3 guys to the wide side. Sefner has the near side. They look backside post to Britt Sefner. He's got a step. Oh, in and out of his hands at the 20. Oh, St. Mary's just missed a big one. Troy Berg might have got a hand and popped it out of there.
Yeah, he came from way across the field. He was playing the opposite half of strong safety. He came over to help out over the top. Sefner, I promise you, the ball was about to lay in his hands, and he looked up and he saw 24 had the sights right on him, and he clearly should have caught the football, but Berg hit him right there. Perfect timing, so what a play by the All-Stater.
Schumacher back to punt. Spirals it deep as it's a fake fair catch, and it settles into the end zone as Berg singled for a fair catch. It goes over his heads and over his head and caroms into the end zone with 4 minutes to play in the first half. Tied up at 7, a good one brewing. Playoff football is tight and hard contested and close games. Just about every time you look up, there's close games, and that's exactly what you'll hear when we get to our BNC Bank scoreboard update at the half, as all the games across the state are very close right now, as is this one.
Boy, remember that play, though, Todd, because that's one of those that could have been a game changer because you were looking at easily a first down inside the 20-yard line.
Weiler's the lone receiver to his left. Berg's got some hand signals going to his receivers to the right. Mavity standing beside him. Berg back to pass. Flush, throws it over the middle. It's picked off. Felkley has it. Can he get to the end zone? To the 10, to the 5. Isaac Felkley, interception. And St. Mary's going to be knocking on the door.
I don't know what Berg was seeing or whatever they were calling because Berg literally stepped a drop back pass, TD, stepped up, threw it absolutely right to Isaac Felkley, and I was looking around. I didn't see any. I couldn't even tell you who was intended receiver unless there was supposed to be a stop route by maybe, I don't know, maybe it was Ben Carlson who had vacated that area, but what a big change of events.
Yeah, I think it looked like Berg was trying to get it, as you said, Chuck, to Carlson, but he got kind of hit low, and he just didn't get anything on it. And then it went right to the linebacking crew. Here's the Saints. Schumacher under center, and they go to a long count. And that's going to be a free half the distance of the goal as St. Mary's just drew the defense
5 yards,
into an encroachment.
half the distance.
Yeah,
Still
should give you a
first
2-yard penalty, and a good call is how many times you see that is on a change of a change like that. You got the defense maybe amped up to see if they can't come in and got their feet stuck hard in the ground, and you do that hard count. And
ball on the left hash mark. Schumacher's under center. Felkley dots an eye. Handoff, second man through. Felkley goes low, and he didn't get there. Got down to the 1, and then a good surge by the right side of that Dickinson defensive line.
Well, where it started, Todd, is Lingenfelter was the first back through, and it was man-to-man with him and Mavity. Mavity absolutely blew him up right in the middle of the hole, pushed him right back into Isaac Felkley. And as you said, how Felkley even gained a yard. I mean, he must have just kind of slid off the side.
Yeah, I caught that out of the corner of my eye too, Chuck, as Mavity sent Lingenfelter back about 2 yards.
Right.
Second and goal from the 1. St. Mary's has Schumacher under center again. They'll hand off right side. This time Felkley clipses the goal line, pay dirt, and St. Mary's has a lead here late in the first half.
Mavity hits him again, but as Felkley lined up with the left side and this time angled to his right, went behind Windsor and Gettle, and good forward lean, got himself into the end zone. Quick change where with that big interception after a stop by the midgets, St. Mary's responds quickly.
St. Mary's lines up to kick the extra point. Kralik with the hold. Schumacher looking to tack on the conversion. I think that was blocked. Troy Berg, got a piece of it. And just like that, the Saints' lead is only 6 after the blocked extra point.
That's touchdown, fourth of the game.
Yeah.
Or fourth of the season.
A touchdown timeout. 3:01 to play, first half. New score from Schmeeker Field. It's now St. Mary's 13, Dickinson 7.
School football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Sealy Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, I Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
Here we go, Nick Schumacher with the ensuing kickoff. Chase Selly runs up, gets it at the 15. Ooh, and he's smoked down. Nice play on special teams. Looked like that was Paul Vetter, I think.
Yep.
Cuts down Chase Selly at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, 5'6", 150-pound Vetter comes flying in. His father, I'm sure, was smiling someplace down here. Is just a diminutive guy, not a big kid, but, man, he delivered a pop right there.
St. Mary's by 6. Dickinson has the football. Moving right to left, and now the flag has gone just about limp here, so the westerly wind has dried down now to just a breeze, and it's a handoff. And on the carry, it's going to be Sam Stilling.
Carry number 5, Sam Stillings.
Stillings, the other guy, on occasion gets the football. He plays at fullback spot with Mavity, and Sefter came in from the strong safety, went down low. I'm not sure who got the worst of that hit. Is Stillings. We've talked about his prowess on the line as a linebacker. He delivered a punch right there.
Yeah, Stillings, third leading ball carrier on the team. Got about 50 carries on the season. And he picks up 5 on that one. And it's a toss wide side. There goes Mavity. Pinballs off of one man, and then he's dropped and sent backwards. Couple-yard gain before Jackson Richter put a lick on him.
Yeah, and he hit him right as Mavity was doing a little bit of a cut outside, so his momentum wasn't going forward. And Jackson Richter, the 170-pound wrestler for that great St. Mary's wrestling team, he came on, boy, he had an absolute stick on him right there.
3rd down and 4 for the Midgets.
It ends up being an interesting little 3rd down here. It's 3rd down and 4. I think if you're Dickinson, sure would like to pick this up versus giving St. Mary's the football back. The Saints got a couple timeouts remaining. Dickinson, their full allotment of all 3 timeouts. 3rd and 4 from the 30. There goes Troy Berg, and he's going to have a 1st down. Carrying tacklers. Will Langenfelder kind of hanging on for dear life as it ends up being a 7-yard gain on 3rd and 4. Berg moves the chains for the Midgets.
Langenfelder playing that outside linebacker spot. He came down, grabbed a hold of like the hips of Troy Berg. It looked like, back in the track days, TD, where you had, the rubber things hooked to guy, and you were just kind of holding back on him to help him, with those leg power.
1st and 10, Midgets. 3 receivers left, and Berg is back to pass. Looking left, flushed out of the pocket, still on his feet. Gets away. Now he's going to stop, and he's going to get knocked down. Isaac Felkley, Preston Barch there to tag team him down. Maybe a gain of 1.
Well, Berg did his great job of escapability, escaping that play as the pocket just collapsed around him. He stepped up, and I liked that he didn't just stick his head down and run. He knew he had to get 10 yards for that 1st down, and he had a wall of St. Mary's guys coming at him. He tried to give his offensive receivers in Carlson and Selly and Weiler time to come back and find an opening, but they didn't, and a good job by the linebackers, Felkley and Barch, closing in on the quarterback.
Trips receivers to the right. 2 receivers left, 5 wides in the formation. Berg is back to pass. Throws a little tunnel screen. He's got Chase Selly, and he catches that for a few yards, maybe about 5. Preston Barch, Isaac Vandal there to sandwich him and hem him in. And now it's going to be 3rd down, but that's going to be the final play of the 1st half as Dickinson just content with 3 timeouts in their pocket to let this run out. And the Midgets will go to the half. Down by 6. St. Mary's leads by 6 here. And a good battle brewing here in the 11A semifinals. Good to have you tuned in to the PSP Network. It's game day, as we're sure proud to promote local athletes at PSP Network. Help us follow and grow the promotion of these athletes. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the PSP Network on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day. We break. Our halftime activities come up next. On your BNC Bank scoreboard at halftime, it is St. Mary's 13, Dickinson 7.
Here's to responding when it matters most.
I feel like we're short on spots.
This goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
This North Dakota high school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Seeley Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, Ike Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
Todd Darmers, Chuck Claremont, Nick Holberg back at St. Mary's Central High School, Schmeeker Field in Northwest Bismarck for this 11A semifinal matchup. At halftime, St. Mary's leads 13-7 over the Dickinson Midgets. Here's some updates on your BNC National Bank scoreboard at halftime here. Late second quarter, Jamestown leads Fargo North 20-0. Just starting the third quarter of play, West Fargo leads in 11-2A, 6-0 over the Century Patriots. And at halftime, over in West Fargo, Fargo-Shanley leading number one seeded undefeated Fargo-Shanley 21-14. So tomorrow's action looks like this. 9B, you got Bottineau at Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. A game we'll have right here on the PSP Network. 12:40 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff. Cavalier at New Salem Almont. And then 11B has Minot Ryan at Hillsborough Central Valley and Bowman at Kindred. And, of course, next Wednesday, the newly minted Scotty K Show, 6 o'clock right here on the PSP Network. And then next Friday, we'll have our wall-to-wall coverage, live digital radio broadcasts from the Fargo Dome. Join us for all 4 games at the 2021 Dakota Bowl. Our halftime rolls on. We'll dig into the individual and team stats when we come back. Halftime score, BNC Bank scoreboard, it is St. Mary's 13, Dickinson 7.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Consolidated is teaming up with Cornerstone Bank this year for our annual Toy and Food Drive. You can help us help those that need our support this holiday season. You'll be entered into a drawing for 2 prizes, an Apple iPad and a $50 gift card when you bring in 3 food items or household items such as baby diapers or laundry detergent, or a gift of a new unwrapped toy which will be distributed to children in southwestern North Dakota. Stop in at Consolidated at 507 South Main or Cornerstone Bank at 3095 15th Street West in Dickinson today with your donation.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
This North Dakota high school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Seeley Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, Ike Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
Over the Dickinson Midgets, and if you're watching, there's a game of just about everything going on in the field. They had a little Nerf football going on. They had some touch football, some flag football going on. It was kind of fun to watch. But anyway, Chuck, let's run through the halftime and individual team numbers here as St. Mary's leads by 6.
All right, first we'll do the Dickinson Midgets. As Troy Berg led him in rushing, 7 carries, 28 yards. Luke Mavity right behind him, 6 carries for 26 yards. And Sam Stillings has 1 carry for 5. Berg struggled from the quarterback side, 2 of 7. Just 2 completions, but one being a 31-yard touchdown when Landon Gerving fell down. That was to Carson Weiler. His other completion was a 5-yarder to Caden Selly at the end of the half. So 2 for 7, 56 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. For the St. Mary's Saints, Isaac Felkley, far from his last week's 200-yard effort and 3 touchdowns, as he has 11 carries for 18 yards. He does have a 1-yard touchdown run on that interception by Felkley. So he gets interception and gets 2 carries, 2 1-yard carries, and gets into the end zone. So 11 carries for 18 yards. Nick Schumacher has 2 carries for 5 yards. And then Nick Schumacher quarterbacking. Boy, they've been putting the ball up. 8 for 18, 90 yards. 1 touchdown. That was a 5-yarder to Matt Porter. Nate Fedorchuk was the big receiver in the first half. He had 5 catches for 57 yards. Britt Sefner had 2 catches for 20. Felkley had a catch for 13 yards, and Will Lingenfelter had 1 catch for 2 yards. Team statistics, well, I wouldn't call it a pretty first half in terms of yards all over the map, as 13 carries for the Saints, just 23 yards. 14 carries for the Midgets, 59 yards. So both teams playing stingy defense. 8 completions for 90 yards passing for the Saints, 2 completions for 36 yards total. So the Saints have ran 10 more plays than Dickinson. They got 31 total plays, just 113 net yards, where the Midgets 21 plays, under 100 yards, 95 total yards in the first half. So 113 to 95 yards, no fumbles in either team. 3 punts for the Saints, an average of 29 yards. That's good considering you got a 3-yarder mixed in there for Nate Schumacher. 1 punt for Nelson for Dickinson for 36 yards. 2 penalties for the Saints, 10 yards. 3 penalties for Dickinson for 17 yards. The Saints have the Midgets 6-3 on first downs. No sacks for either team or tackle for loss, but 2 interceptions for the Saints. One by Thomas Kralik over the middle, and then the other one by Felkley that set up that touchdown, the first touchdown for the Saints. So halftime 13-7. I would say probably pretty close. You take a look at that. It's a defensive effort, and we kind of talked about that. We kind of thought that both these two teams really kind of they like playing good, tough, hard-nosed defense, and a lot of athletes on both sides of the football for these two teams.
Dickinson deferred, so the Midgets will have the football when we come back. Second half action from the 11A playoffs from Bismarck on the PSP network. Halftime score, it's St. Mary's 13, Dickinson 7.
High school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Sealy Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, Ike Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Back at St. Mary's Central High School, Todd Darmish, Chuck Claremont, Nick Hulberg. You've been seeing a bunch of new folks as sponsors for tonight's game from Dickinson, from St. Mary's, from the Bismarck community. Our thanks to all of those sponsors. We couldn't do these live digital webcasts without all those sponsors, and they stepped up huge because, hey, the games go farther and the rights get more expensive for us to go and acquire, and so our thanks to each and every one of those sponsors helping us bring these games to you.
Yeah, it's pretty special. As I think there's 12, 13, 14 sponsors on there, so really cool in a short amount of time. We appreciate all the Saints helping us out, as well as the Dickinson groups that were part of that. That really means a lot to us. Small group of a company with PSP Network and Nick Hulberg setting us up. So kind of a fun first year, TD, and without those sponsors, we couldn't do it.
Now we're getting set for the second half kickoff. We can tell you that the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites, #1 place to stay when you and your family go to the Fargo-Moorhead area. One of the Fargo's newest premier hotels and in an ideal location right across from Shields on 45th Street, connected to the Porter Creek Hardwood Grill. St. Mary's kicking off. The Saints leading by 6, 13-7 on your BNC Bank scoreboard. Schumacher will send it deep. Going to be fielded at the 15. Carson Weiler takes it past the 20, out past the 25, and he'll be belted down at about the 27-yard line by Preston Barch. Updated score from the Community Bowl in the 11 AA final or semifinal, and at the end of 3, West Fargo still leading Century 6-0.
Well, that's a Century is one thing they've just struggled against good football teams is scoring the football. That was their downfall against Cheyenne. Played good defense, just couldn't put any points on the board.
Back-to-back state champs in danger of not getting back to the Dakota Bowl. And that's not a handoff. It's a direct snap, and there's a quarterback power play by Troy Berg. And he powers his way out to the 32.5-yard line.
And just as you mentioned, that West Fargo scores, so now they're up 9-0 pending the extra point with into the fourth quarter, now 10:45 left.
They must have got a field goal if it's 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good point. Hey, do the math. I was doing the other way thinking they got a field goal, and
Yeah, so that's now a 2-score game, and West Fargo leading as Dickinson High gets a nice gain on first down. 2nd and 6 for the Midgets. Couple tight ends in the formation. Under center is Berg. Handoff, and Stillings off left tackle. Going north and south. Nice gain for him as he lugs it out to the 38-yard line, maybe the 37, and he's cut down there by Jackson Richter, but he's close to first down yardage.
Yeah, hit him hard right at the line to gain and just short of it, but boy, good hard run that time by Sam Stillings. Running a little kind of not quite the same lean that Mavity has, but a little quicker.
2 guys in the backfield, and it's going to be a sneak. Berg is going to have it as he got an assist from behind from Mavity. Good push by the interior of that midget offensive line. And on 3rd and 1, Berg is actually going to get about 4 yards.
I like the game of this Ian Brose, Todd. He was undersized at 190 pounds, a center going against Wycombe. I mean, probably going to be a 2-time All-State center. And, man, he's doing a pretty good job holding his own. We haven't heard Wycombe's name called too much tonight.
Yeah, and he's one of our highlighted guys as we were talking about the big game he had last week, kind of anchoring that defensive line for St. Mary's. Again, the Midgets, they had spread it out, and now in the second half, 2 tight ends. And now it's a fake toss. They're going to go on a deep post looking for Weiler, and he's got it. He's gone. Caught it at the 30. Sprinting, touchdown. 59 yards to the house. A dart by Berg hit Weiler in stride. Dickinson High a point away from taking the lead.
Well, Weiler might have been the only guy I saw in the formation, Todd, as in the pass, going out for passes. He did a deep post. Both safeties stepped up from St. Mary's. They weren't looking at all at him coming from behind. And the guy on the outside, I think it was Gerving, could not keep up with him. And an absolute perfect strike by Troy Berg, a spiral into no wind. And, boy, look out St. Mary's because the Midgets, they came to play today.
Luke Mavity on for the extra point to give the Dickinson Midgets a lead here early in the 3rd quarter. Swings the leg through, looks wide left, and it's good. It's snuck inside that upright, and Dickinson High leads, and we take a touchdown timeout. 10:02 to play 3rd quarter. BNC Bank scoreboard, it's Dickinson 14, St. Mary's 13.
Top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
10:02 to play, 3rd quarter. Dickinson High hit a big one. 59-yard play, the biggest play of the game for the Midgets. And that's not even close, as they have not been a big strike offense, but they did right there, and they take a 1-point lead. Isaac Felkley picks it up at the 8. Straight ahead return, 10, 15, 20, and he could be gone at the 40. He's got one man to beat, and he is gone. How about that for an answer? 92-yard kickoff return, just like he did a couple times during the regular season. Felkley gives St. Mary's the lead right back.
Well, how about that answering the call for the St. Mary's Saints? That's one thing with a kickoff return. You can really change the momentum so quick. And the guys up front did a great job of blocking. And then Felkley showed his speed. He bounced to the outside and ran right by Luke Mavity. He was not catching him at all. Felkley showed his speed, as you said, 92 yards to the house for Isaac Felkley.
St. Mary's right back up on top, 19-14. Now the Saints likely will go for 2 as a 5-point lead, looking for a touchdown lead. Dickinson High takes a lead, and the ensuing kickoff returned 92 yards for Isaac Felkley. And now you get a timeout as St. Mary's going to think about this 2-point conversion. We'll keep it right here as a Hub International Insurance timeout on the field. Contact your local Hub agents, Leif Olson, Josh Cattell, Michael Borman, for your personal insurance needs. Good to have Our friends at Hub bringing you our timeouts throughout the course of our PSP Network football season. Reminder, after the game, we'll have our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. When you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors are here to help you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com. Well, the Saints weren't quite organized in that two-point conversion. Both teams huddle up. Coach Schmeeker gets them into their best two-point sets, and St. Mary's looking to extend this from a 5-point lead to a 7-point lead with a successful two-point try. Sefner, Gerving wide left. Porter, Fedorchek wide to the right. Felkley and Schumacher in the gun. Quick hitter, and they look for a little slant, and it's to Fedorchek, incomplete. And the right side of the end zone, and the two-point conversion is denied. A touchdown timeout. Teams trading scores here in the third quarter. 9:48 to play in that third quarter. It's now St. Mary's 19, Dickinson 14.
Your eyes could talk. They'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
After a hard-fought kind of slobber knocker in the first half, 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes and 12 seconds here in the third quarter. Big plays, 59-yard Carson Weiler touchdown reception and an 88-yard kickoff. Check that, 92-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Isaac Felkley.
And big news over at the Century or at the Community Bowl is quarterback Dahl is hurt. So Century's down, so they got their backup quarterback trying to come from behind.
Now an up man returning the football is Sam Stillings, and Dickinson right back into St. Mary's territory. Tit for tat, here we go.
Lots going on. You mentioned that. It was a rock fight in the first half, the slobber knocker, and now you got these big plays galore. A 59-yard touchdown to Weiler, then a 92-yard kickoff return, then a kickoff middle return to Sam Stillings, who busts it up the middle and goes, 48 yards.
Yeah, broke a tackle at about the 45-yard line, his own 45, and totes it all the way to the 42-yard line of St. Mary's. Handoff Stillings. Off left tackle, gets a couple, and he's submarined and cut down at the 40-yard line.
Sam Stillings. He's brought down by number 23, Jackson
Give him 2
Richter.
before Richter belts him down there for St. Mary's. Dickinson trailing by 5, and they've already got it at the St. Mary's 40-yard line.
Well, one thing with this St. Mary's defense, last week in that third quarter, I think it was a minus 15 yards. Dickinson has kind of turned the tables and punched them right in the mouth in that first possession as they went to the air, and we'll see if the St. Mary's defense can now kind of get themselves kick-started in the second half.
One receiver each side. Berg fakes it to Mavity. Mavity didn't know where Berg was, but there goes the pinball, and Berg's not going out of bounds. He is hard to bring down. Put a cape on that guy after that run, and that's a first down inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. Give him 13 yards on a great individual effort there by Troy Berg.
You know, Troy Berg's not going to come down when you just hit him. When you got to put your arms around him. And I looked down and watched a number of St. Mary's tacklers came in kind of did a little bit of, I don't know if I really want to tackle him or not because he hits hard, put the shoulder down, and he ran over about 4 different St. Mary's would-be defenders, and just an amazing run by the 3-sport athlete, Troy Berg.
Yeah, Dickinson High right now, Chuck. They don't look like a team that was 1-6 a year ago. They don't look like a 5-5 team.
Well, I mean, you talk about Dickinson. Well, after this first play, I'll mention it.
Twisting and turning on first down and 10 goes Luke Mavity. Down to the 20.
He's brought down by number 81, Sven Blumstedt.
Line of scrimmage is a 26. He'll carry it down to the 22. Give him 4.
7 carries, 30 yards for Mavity. So I'll finish my comment is over the last, 4 years, Dickinson, not counting this year, 5-29. I mean, this 5-win season at 5-5, that matched their total wins in 4 years. So,
tell me that doesn't feel good.
No, you got that right.
2nd and 6 for the Midgets. Quarterback power, and Berg's got room. Oh, the ball comes loose. At the 10-yard line, he got stripped. And does St. Mary's have it?
Yeah, Felkley,
yes.
I think, TD.
And Felkley recovers it.
Yeah, what a play. He bounced off a couple tacklers again, got inside, and then somebody came in, just stripped him, hit him in that right shoulder, and Felkley was right there, that went down hard, grabbed the football, and man, whoops.
Yeah, Britt
Didn't see who hit him. Sefner did? Okay.
Sefner forces the fumble, reached in as Berg had a step.
Oh, yeah.
And then Isaac Felkley recovers it.
Would have been a 1st and goal or goal inside the 10.
3 turnovers tonight now for Dickinson High. 1st and 10, St. Mary's. Handoff, second man through. Felkley, stutter steps, and not much. Got swallowed up by the interior of that Dickinson defensive line.
22, Isaac
Max
Felkley.
Wilkinson
He's stopped by number
bottling that up
73,
for
Max
maybe a gain of 3.
Wilkinson.
Well, turnovers are so big. I mean, and Dickinson has been bit by them. 2 interceptions, now the fumble.
St. Mary's reaching the midway point of the 3rd quarter here, leads by 5. Saints have it 2nd and 7 from their 13-yard line. Schumacher out of the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. They look to the short side, and that is Sefner in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Or are they saying?
Did he take a step? I don't know. It was a slant from the outside, and he got popped by Chase Selly, the cornerback, and the ball moved out. I think that was probably a good call, TD. I don't think he took a step.
Yeah. I kept waiting for the whistle. I didn't hear it, and so I was kind of thinking, wait a minute, they call out a fumble, but they did whistle it incomplete, so now it's 3rd down and 7 for the Saints. Ball right between the hash marks, same formation. Flood the formation to the right with 3 receivers, couple guys in the slot. Schumacher's back to pass, flips it into the flat. Felkley's got it. Can he get to the pylon, the sticks, and a 1st down? I think he did. Oh, they might have marked him just short.
Well, I don't know if that was a good mark at all, Todd. It looked to me like he got that pylon as a little swing pass. 2 guys on the right side took out the defenders as they went upfield, put it into the flat with the running back Felkley, and Felkley thought he got to the pylon. The officials marked it short.
Well, now, hey, you've been doing this for 44 years. Coach Schmeeks looks like he might be going for this from his own 19-yard line and his team leading by 5. I wonder if they're just going to sneak it, Chuck. Dickinson High comes up and forces it, but I think Schumacher got enough.
Well, I tell you, I don't know. We'll see where they mark it. The official, he's over the 20-yard line. Good surge as quarterback. You talk about some kahunas right there. You know what? That's when you got Jack Wycombe. Will Marks, Indivina said, we got it. Come at us. The quarterback took the snap. The senior Indivina, 2-year starter. It went over him and Will Marks, the junior. They double-teamed, blocked down. They got just enough for a 1st down. And that's a gutsy call, TD, to say the least.
Yeah, and he didn't make it by much.
No.
That's maybe the length of the football is, that's onions.
Onions, there you go.
St. Mary's by 5 has a new set of downs. Schumacher throws a little tunnel screen. Sefner has it, and he's belted down. After about a 5, maybe a 6-yard gain, Ian
11,
Gross,
Brent
boy, he's had a
Sefner.
nice game for Dickinson High. He's been all over the field from his line position.
That's one of the plays I think they started the game with, that same play to Britt Sefner. This time the ball was underthrown, but Sefner went down low, caught the football, then pushed upfield. And, Dickinson has really been forcing St. Mary's to throw the football, and they have not had the running. I mean, they've got 29, 7 yards rushing on the football game, and ultimately it had to throw the football.
2nd down and 5 for the Saints, an eye backfield now. And they go to the hard count, and I think they got Max Wilkinson, the nose, to jump into the neutral zone. That's going to be a free 5 for the Saints, so we can tell you that Medicine Shop proud to bring you tonight's game.
Defense.
They offer free delivery and get your flu shot right now at the Medicine Shop in Bismarck. Reminder, after the game, we'll also have our player of the game brought to you by Sport Clips. They bring you our player of the game and our MVP of this matchup. They're located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck. And Sport Clips brings you tonight's game MVP.
So Shanley's still up 21-14, 9-10 left in the third quarter. The West Fargo Cheyenne has the football. So two teams that have been in the championship the last couple years are on the verge of losing.
Schumacher back to pass. Looking deep for Sefner. Jump ball. Did he get that? No. Incomplete at the Dickinson High 37-yard line. Step for step was Carson Weiler. There was a 50-50 ball thrown up for Sefner, but 11, up to the task was the midget defense.
And I like quarterback Nick Schumacher. You got trust in your all-state wide receiver in Britt Sefner at 6'3", but you talk about a guy coming up playing big today, Carson Weiler, TD. He's got that long touchdown this half, and he's made some big plays defensively. He went right there, little chicken fighting with Sefner to rip the ball away.
Ball on the left side hash mark. Line of scrimmage is a 31. 2nd and 10 for St. Mary's. Saints lead 19-14. 5:01 to play third quarter. Handoff. There goes Felkley. Off tackle right. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Falls ahead for maybe
number 22,
one.
Isaac Felkley.
And Sam Stillings grabbed onto an ankle
on the initial hit, number
and
5,
locked him
Sam
up right
Stillings.
there.
Well, the guys, on that defense that we said every level has to step up. We've seen Brost. You've called his name a ton. Sam Stillings and Mavity in that second level. And then, boy, the Selly, the brothers throw Chase Selly in the mix, and Carson Weiler and Berg. Everybody has just played so well defensively right now for the midgets.
Coach Tuchscher said, hey, we got to play with confidence. We got to play with energy, and they are doing exactly right that here in this football game. Big play here, 3rd and 9. Schumacher rolling to his right. Dickinson high, has a tip away. Looking for Fedorchuk on the far sideline, and it's going to be Caden Selly getting a paw on that and knocking it incomplete. St. Mary's will punt it away.
Part of the problem there, Todd, you had two receivers in the flat. The guy in the short flat, he's got to be a short flat. It's basically got to be a 5-yard out, and then you have to have the guy coming up over the top. There's got to be enough separation where that linebacker can't cover both spots, and what a job right there by Caden Selly. He just dropped back, put his hand up, and tipped it away.
Schumacher will punt it away. Low line driving kick. It bounces. Berg has no chance to return it. And now St. Mary's will tap it down at the 35-yard line. And let's see, did that hit a Dickinson midget? Well, we sure got a convention going on here as St. Mary's recovered it. And if that hit a Dickinson midget, that could be St. Mary's football.
And that's, I think it's 92 TD, or is it 82 that has it? 82 for St. Mary's. That's Clayton Marole, smart play. And now who did it hit?
Yeah.
I'd like to see, Coach Tuchscher, he's just beside himself. When did it hit him? I was watching the ball get kind of slowly roll and took my eyes off it.
Well, it was such a low lining kick that it just looked like it wiggled near one of the guys that was an up man for the midgets. And after a long convention, St. Mary's gets the football, much to the dismay of the Dickinson coaching staff and fans from the midgets. St. Mary's takes over at the 33-yard line of Dickinson. That's 4 turnovers tonight on Dickinson. Schumacher's going to look to go over the middle, and that pass is picked off. Troy Berg stepped in front of Landon Gerving, and right back the football goes to Dickinson High.
Well, it just shows this kid, he is an athlete. He's all over the field, playing strong safety. Landon Gerving comes across in a deep post, about a 15-yard post. And the ball was a hard throw, but Berg just read it perfectly. He stepped in front of him and made the great fingertip interception.
Well, the two teams trade. There's a lot of action here in the third quarter. Touchdowns, we had kickoff returns, we got fumbled punts, we got handoff now to Sam Stilling.
On the carry, number 5, Sam Stillings.
Gets a nice
He's
gain.
brought down by number 11, Britt
North and
Sefner.
south he goes, and he totes it out to the 25-yard line. That's going to be 8 on first down for the midgets.
Yeah, this has been quite the entertaining third quarter.
Yeah.
We've had more in this third quarter than we surely did in the first half. And we still got a little over 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah, 3:30 to be exact on your BNC National Bank scoreboard, the bank for business people. St. Mary's clinging to a 5-point lead. Saints will have 3 down linemen in that 3-4 defense. Midgets going to go to a quarterback power. And there goes the powerful Troy Berg as he turns his way past the 30 for a first down. Will Lingenfelder hanging on for the Saints.
Wow, the power is a great word for that one, Todd. He just powered the football. One person is not bringing this kid down. I mean, he is absolutely relentless in terms of how tough this guy is. Love the heart in this guy.
St. Mary's has turned over Dickinson 4 times tonight. If the Midgets can just hang on to the ball, they could probably move the football down and score. Handoff goes to Luke Mavity, right between the tackles. Power football here for the Midgets, and he bangs his way out to the 35-yard line. Jack Wycombe there to bully him down.
Yeah, Richter was there as well, but you're almost getting 4 yards in that first down, and Dickinson's loving that because they're just narrowing the game, Todd, squeezing it down all the time. And last year, think of that 34 zip, you get whitewashed, and what a turnaround here by the Midgets.
2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Quarterback power again behind Mavity, who's blocking. Berg gets 3 more. It's kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust here as Isaac Felkley, your first-team All-State linebacker, drops him there.
Well, it's the Midgets averaging 176 yards a game rushing. They're basically 2-to-1 rush versus pass in terms of yards, and they have put the ball in the hands this second half. And their All-State defensive guy in Troy Berg, and he's basically carrying this football team. 15 carries, 79 yards for Berg.
Home St. Mary's Saints fans come to their feet on 3rd down and 3. Handoff goes to Stillings, and I don't think he got there.
I don't think so,
Todd. Got to the 42. Needed to get to the 42 and a half is Jackson Richter is there to wrestle him down, and it's going to be 4th and inches.
Yeah, Richter came flying in, went down below like a double leg takedown on the wrestling side, pulled him down just short of the first down. So could be a play of the game right here. Who's going to step up? The St. Mary's up front guys and Bloomseth, Wycombe, and Windsor, or is it going to be the Midgets?
Now the Saints crowd the line of scrimmage. Berg is going to sneak it. Boy, he got stood up.
I don't know. It's going to come down to the spot. The guy's coming in from this side, our side, Todd. He's got him short of the 42-yard line, and who's the guy that's got the mark? If it doesn't get to the 40, the guy on this side had it about the 41 and a half, but it was the side judge that was closest to the play with the being on the left hash, and they're going to say he just got to the 42-yard line, so that was a whisker.
That was a left foot, right foot spot, and the Midgets.
Mavity or that was Berg?
Berg, yep. The Midgets got the benefit of the left foot spot on the far official.
Yep.
Weiler, the one receiver in the formation. Berg, handoff, goes to Mavity, and Luke Mavity powers his way out to the 45-yard line. Give him 3.
Mavity.
Isaac Felkley with another stick for St. Mary's, and what is likely the last play here of an entertaining third quarter from the 11A semifinals. These two teams battling tooth and nail to get to next Friday's Dakota Bowl. At the end of 3 on your BNC National Bank scoreboard, it's St. Mary's 19, Dickinson 14.
High school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Sealy Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, Ike Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.
1:56 left in the game. She's over.
A quick BNC Bank scoreboard update as it's second down and about 7 here for Dickinson. Is 1:56 to play over at the Community Bowl. West Fargo has extended their lead to 15-0 over Century as the Midgets fake a toss. Berg back to pass, looking for the fade, and it's too far towards the sideline for Carson Weiler.
Well, good design play there coming out of the third quarter timeout as the quarterback rolled out or drop back pass, looked to his left actually, and then went back to his right, and it was a post corner for Weiler. The ball was thrown up in the air. He actually had Sefter kind of turned around, but the ball was underthrown.
Also, a updated score from West Fargo has West Fargo Cheyenne now tying the game up with Shanley, 21 apiece in that other AA semifinal. Last report had Jamestown leading Fargo North 20-0. Berg back to pass, 3rd and 7, and he flips it into the flat. Mavity has it, and he can't get away. Good play in space there by the Saints. Is that Jackson Richter? Yeah.
No, I think it was Barch.
Oh, Barch, yep.
What a play that was, Todd. I mean, you talk about how many times tonight we can count on in 2 fingers that Luke Mavity's been brought down on a one-on-one tackle, and Preston Barch came from down low. I mean, was smart, said, I'm not going to go against this big guy up front, up high. I'm going to go down low at his waist, and great double leg takedown.
Dickinson High will punt this away. Ty Nelson standing back at his 35 on 4th and 5. Midgets have already faked one punt, but this one they punted away. Fair catch singled for and received successfully by Landon Gerving at the 21-yard line, and the Saints leading by 5, 11:08 to play in the game, take over 1st and 10 there. We can tell you that tonight's game brought to you by Chuppy Clinic in Bismarck. They offer more than just basic adjustments of the spine, and they're concerned about the overall health and wellness of their patients. Chuppy.com. A reminder, you can call the Clubhouse Suites in Fargo at 701-282-577 or book online at clubhousefargo.com. Mention the code Dakota when you book your 2-night stay and receive 15% off, and receive a $50 Porter Creek gift card today for only $25. When second best isn't good enough, think of the Clubhouse Suites.
Oh, boy.
Handoff goes to Felkley, and he got buried.
Yeah, that's nobody blocked. I couldn't tell if that was Aguirre or if it was Brose, but the defensive end just slanted down, and there was nothing happening on that play.
I beg your pardon. It was not Felkley. It was the fullback, Will Langenfelder, and he got buried.
He actually lost a couple yards.
St. Mary's by 5. Been a close game throughout. The Midgets had a lead momentarily at 14-13 for about 12 seconds until Isaac Felkley had the ensuing kickoff and returned it 92 yards to take the lead for St. Mary's, and they haven't given the lead up. Schumacher on the veer option gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Twisted down there by Darren Aguirre, the defensive end.
Pretty tentative on that right there, Todd. As a quarterback, and you're going to run the down-the-line veer option, you have got to attack that defensive end and make a quick decision. And right there, the quarterback just really took too much time, and probably would have been better off pitching that football in that situation. Update here, Todd. Still have to go, but it looks like Jamestown is going to move into the Dakota Bowl as they're all over Fargo North, 33-0.
3rd and long for the Saints, 3rd and 10 to be exact. Got to get to the 32 for a first down. Schumacher rolling right. Goes into the slot, but he undershot his intended receiver, Matt Porter, who caught it at the 29, but that's a gain of 7. If he could have got him that, I think Porter had a chance to turn and get a first down, but now it's going to be a 4th down for the Saints.
Yeah, he was wide open, and it looked to me like Schumacher might have rushed it just a hair, Todd. He saw Will Porter wide open, and he tried to get the ball to him real quick and didn't do his normal turn of the shoulders. And a good catch by Porter, but short of that first down marker.
Dangerous return man here is Troy Berg. St. Mary's the short alignment. They run a new guy out there as Schumacher's standing back at his 18 to punt it away. Puts a right boot into it. It's going to bounce at the 40. Berg bounced off his chest. Oh, boy. And for as good as Troy Berg has played, that was a bad decision right there. He's trying to make a play, and St. Mary's recovers a fumble. Landon Gerving falls on it. Actually, Logan Herman falls on it. And it will be St. Mary's football after the 5th turnover of the night on the Midgets.
You know, it was one of those low liner punts, as you mentioned, kind of the sidewinder kick. It was rolling hard. And Berg, being an all-state, infielder, tried to pick it up on the short hop, looked up, the ball hit him in the chest, bounced forward, and what a job by Logan Herbin coming forward and making that recovery.
St. Mary's takes over. Big play here in the 4th quarter. With 8:50 to play, the Saints will hand it off, straight ahead run, and getting real low there was Isaac Filkley. Got a couple to the 32-yard line. Give him 3.
Number 56, Ian Brost.
Oh, that's just Heartbreak Hotel right there.
Yeah, you get a stop, you get off the field, and you give it right back to the Saints.
And this is where the Saints have to, they punch this one in, and if you're the St. Mary's fans, you want to put the hat on the defense. I know they had one, basically the first play of the game and the first play of the half were those long plays. Other than that, where'd that come from? The Saints have had a good defensive effort tonight.
Midgets coming a blitz. St. Mary's picks it up. They got a wheel route going to Felkley, but he too tall. They overshot him at the 20-yard line. Stillings was trailing the play. Schumacher misfired there as Felkley had a step.
Schumacher tonight, they've put the ball up a lot. This might be the most of the season. He's 11 of 26, 109 yards, and tried to do a lot of touch plays, but just not getting those completions. Good recovery there by was it Stillings?
Stillings,
yeah,
yep.
Stillings, good recovery on that one as he was beat initially.
St. Mary's, they were in the huddle, now they're out of the huddle, and now they got all kinds of confusion. That's going to be a Hub International Insurance timeout. I was waiting for the illegal substitution there as it looked like St. Mary's had too many guys in the huddle, but hey, call 355-3100. Ask for Michael Borman for your commercial insurance needs. This time out brought to you by Hub International Insurance in Bismarck. 8:02 to play in the football game. And we'll keep this one right here as we can get a chance to tell you that, hey, the PSP Network's got you covered for next week's Dakota Bowl live digital radio broadcast from the Fargo Dome next Friday. Join us for all 4 games with the opening kickoff at 9:10 a.m. for the 9B game, and we'll go 9B, 11B, 11A, and 11AA at 6:40 p.m.
Interesting on that win, TD, with West Fargo defeating the Patriots 15-0. That's the first time the Packers are back in the Dakota Bowl since 2017, but Century, they've reeled off all those wins, remember. That's their first loss since, guess what, the 2018 state championship where they lost to the Packers.
So you could say that the Packers have had the postseason number of the Century Patriots.
Yeah. Or I guess it was the Demons, I think, in 2018 right there. But no matter what, good things happening for the West Fargo and a great season by the Patriots.
Somehow the snap happened.
How did the flag didn't happen? Maybe I guess the center snapped it way early. And
Nick Schumacher made something out of nothing.
Boy, no doubt.
Didn't look like he was even ready for it. But he ends up picking up about 5, Chuck, and now it's 4th and 2.
That was that surge we've been talking about, is just a good push from behind as they picked up 3 yards when it could have been a disaster.
I mean, there was still offensive linemen in their stance, and Schumacher was running.
I don't even know if they got down in their stance. They were probably still standing up.
He dropped the football and then just got behind his center, Ian Indovina, and just about got a first down. 4th and a long 2 for the Saints. Schumacher, handoff, Felkley gets a block, and he's spilled. And I think he's short.
Well, he flipped in the air as Stillings came flying and went down low, hit Felkley at the ankles. He flipped in the air, and then he got stopped just short of the 25-yard line, which is what he had to get that first down. So what a job by Sam Stillings, stopping him short on 4th and 2.
Reminder that the Medicine Shop of Bismarck, proud to support local athletes. You can get your flu shot today at the Medicine Shop. And tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tires Plus. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. A big 4th down stop there for the Midgets. And Dickinson High, can they drive it down the field and take a lead and pull the upset? 7:10 to play in the football game. Berg with 2 tight ends is under center. Handoff, Mavity skips through a tackle, drives his way for a nice gain. all the way out to the
On the
34-yard
carry,
line. That's an
22,
8-yard
Luke
gain
Mavity.
on first down. Britt Seffner,
On the
the
stop,
strong
number 11,
safety
Britt
on the
Seffner.
stick for St. Mary's.
That was a nice jump cut right there by Mavity as he went to his right side, jumped back into his left, avoided one St. Mary's defender right at the point of attack, then stuck his head down, picked up nice yardage, as you mentioned, on first down.
Still amazed by that hit by Sam Stillings a moment ago. It looked like Felke had a lot of momentum, and boy, he got spilled. Another handoff for Luke Mavity, and he is churning. And he buries his way all the way out to the 40-yard line. Another gain of 6. Will Langenfelder there to stamp him down, but it's a first down carry for Luke Mavity.
The physicality of Troy Berg and Luke Mavity, they are paying dividends. Right now, St. Mary's is bouncing off both of these guys right now as Toby Schweitzer's calling blitzes and all kinds of different things to try to stop these two vaunted runners for the Midgets, and they are not having the luck.
Well, Dickinson, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. 2 tight ends in the formation, 1 receiver to left. Berg with Stillings and Mavity behind him. They'll have enough. Mavity off the right side. Got to the hash
On the
marks,
carry,
turn it up
number
north and
22,
south.
Luke
Gets
Mavity.
a couple before Isaac Felkley there's to smother him down.
Wycombe didn't get the tackle on that time, but he did push up field, forced Berg to kind of cut back to his left, and when he did, right there was the All-Stater Felkley to bring him down.
There's a lot of nervous energy in this place right now.
Oh, you got that right. I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting this football game.
Well, Dickinson High, we got a good contingent of fans over on the grassy knoll, and now it's a direct snap, but that's going to look like a false start.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
And
Still
when you're
second down.
churning out 5 and 6 yards every play, and then you get that pre-snap penalty, it just gets you off schedule now. So now you'll have it 2nd down and 12.
They had 4 of those false start kind of type penalties tonight for the Midgets.
Yeah, for the untimely penalties, the 5 turnovers. Dickinson has done a lot of nice things here to be in the football game, especially their defense.
Yeah, I think the defense, that's the big thing. We had talked about that before the game, saying that's one thing Dickinson was hanging their hat on.
Weiler, the 1 receiver in the formation, and they're back to pass. They look over the middle, and Berg is going to be swallowed up. I don't know. There's nobody out there.
He looked in the wrong side, Todd.
Yeah.
I think as a quarterback, he dropped back, took his eyes off the receiver, and he thought that his wide receiver, Carson Weiler, was lined up on the right side. And then when he went to throw it, it was like, oh, I can't go there. And he just got swallowed up. I couldn't see who made the tackle. Wycome's starting to make his presence felt.
Yep. Took a while, but Jack Wycombe got a sack. 3rd and a mile. Berg back to pass. St. Mary's on a blitz. They got him again. Sven Bloomseth. I'll get it right.
I think we had a little twist on the outside, Todd, as Sven Bloomseth started out in the right defensive end. He came across into the middle untouched and went right at the quarterback, Troy Berg. He had no time to do anything. What a time for the St. Mary's Saints to dial up back-to-back sacks.
Yeah, they brought Langenfelder on the outside, and Bloomseth just had a free run at the quarterback. Dickinson High's got to punt it away after they went backwards late in that drive. Nelson with a high spiraling kick, and a fair catch grabbed by Landon Gerving at the 41-yard line, and St. Mary's will have it actually at the 42 is where they spot it down. Well, both teams have played exceptional football in this football game. St. Mary's got 1 timeout remaining. Dickinson's got all 3 timeouts remaining, so the Saints can't just run the clock out here. First and 10 for the Saints. St. Mary's, 3:44 to play in the game. Saints will send, Seffner. St. Mary's had too many guys in the huddle again.
Yeah, what's going on there, huh?
1 receiver to the left. Play clock was right down to 1, and they handed off Felkley off right side, and he gets maybe a half a yard.
On the carry, number 22, Isaac Felkley.
I don't know how that's not an illegal substitution.
Yeah.
Is you had 12 guys in the huddle.
Max Wilkinson.
Yeah, I don't get that one at all, TD. Man, I am so impressed by this midget offense. They are defense, I'm sorry. Stillings, Mavity, Berg, throw all these other guys. They are just absolutely putting a hurt on the St. Mary's front guys. And time and time again, they're not getting big runs. As a matter of fact, Felkley tonight, he has got nothing. That's his 16th carry of the game. He only has 31 yards.
Clock down to 3 minutes to play. Saints facing a 2nd down and 8 from their own 44-yard line. Schumacher, little option play. Felkley has it, and he gets nothing. Lost a yard. Sam Stillings again, and now you get a timeout by Dickinson High, and we'll break. A Hubbard National Insurance timeout. Call them today for your personal and business insurance needs. 2:52 to play in the contest. BNC National Bank scoreboard. It's St. Mary's 19, Dickinson 14.
Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
.252 to play in this slugfest. St. Mary's leads by 5. Saints have it. And I think they're going to turn this into an injury timeout, Chuck. Dickinson High had burnt a timeout, but I think
Stillings went down. When he made that tackle, Todd, he went down. I don't know if it was a leg cramp or what. And he wasn't on. He was laying on the field for, probably 10 seconds. And maybe, the like you said, the officials changed it to a potential, let's see, did they give him timeout?
No, they gave him a timeout.
Well, the Midgets still have 2 left.
Yep, they were just stretching him out, so he stays in the game. If it was an injury timeout, he'd have to go out for a play. But
yep.
All right, big play here. 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Trips to the field. Felkley standing beside Schumacher out of the gun. Blitz is on. Schumacher steps up, tries to scramble, and Stillings is going to wrap him up and usher him out of bounds. Clock will stop with 2:42 to play, and St. Mary's facing about a 4th and 6, and I'm sure this is going to be a punting situation.
So did it stop because he went out of bounds? It looked like he was still in bounds, and boy, that was probably a mistake right there. As still a good heads-up play by the quarterback, Nick Schumacher. There was a blitz. He stepped up. There was nobody open. He tucked it in with that left hand, kept good ball control on it, but then he got pushed out of bounds to stop the clock.
Schumacher to punt it away, standing at his 35. Rushes on. End-over-end kick. Berg collects at the 22, fair catch, and that's where the Midgets will take over. Nervous energy at Schmeeker Field, I think, for both fan bases.
31-yard kick, no return, 5th punt there by Schumacher, and man, this is big. This is a season right here. It's a Saints defense. If there's one group that, if you're a Saints fan, you want to put it on, it's your defense. Well, they got an opportunity.
Now, they've been good all year, just giving up 12 points a game. About 200 yards a contest is what St. Mary's allows. The Midgets got to go 78 yards to take the lead. Now the Midgets have been 2 tight ends most of the second half, but now they're going to go trips to the left. It's going to be a run for Berg. He's got a seam. Out past the 25 to the 29-yard line goes Berg, cut down there by Isaac Felkley after a gain of 7.
Yeah, Barch was there too, so you spread it out and you give the quarterback some room to run.
Actually, they'll give him 6, mark him down at the 28. Clock nearing 2 minutes to play. Short snap. Berg back to pass. Looks deep down the far sideline. And out there, just past Carson Weiler. That was close.
Oh, I'm telling you right there. Antoine Randall Gerving, Landon's father, just about had a heart attack right there, TD, as it looked like a little hesitation move on the outside by Weiler, and he had got past Landon Gerving, the cornerback, and the ball was thrown just a little bit out over the outstretched hands of Landon or of Carson Weiler.
Whoa. Yep.
Oh. That was an almost.
2:10 to play in the game. 3rd and 4. Berg out of the gun, back to pass. Fakes a tunnel screen, throws it over the middle, too tall. Overshot Ben Carlson, and that was almost picked off by the Saints' Britt Seffner.
And Nelson on that slant from the outside. I don't know if it could have been for Carlson Selly. It was just an absolute bullet. He tried to throw it on that outside slant and almost got picked off on that outside.
Well, now the Saints fans come to life.
Well, you got to do something. I mean, you got to roll them out. You got to get them in the going outside. I mean, something to kind of give them a two-way go potentially.
4th and 4. Snap is back. Berg going to have to run for it. I think that was a design run.
Yep.
Big play. Good call. He picks up 7 on 4th down and 4.
You spread them out. You let your rushers go to the outside, and you do that quarterback draw. What a call by Tuchscher.
Under 2 minutes to play in the game. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Berg, and he is going to be dropped down. Sven Blumseth. Have a night. And now Dickinson High wants timeout. We'll keep this one right here. 1:47 to play in the football game. St. Mary's hanging on. Dickinson High, can they hit a big play here?
Boy, and you've had some big plays these last 2 possessions. That's Blumseth's 2nd sack in the last 2 possessions, and that was a big time right there. They needed it. They're still, I mean, because they're doing blitzing and everything else. They're still having guys man-to-man on the outside, which I'm surprised, Todd, when you cannot give up that big play. Where Gerving was man-to-man with Weiler.
Well, we mentioned the final score from across town had West Fargo defeating Century 15-0. That puts the West Fargo Packers into the state AA championship. 11 AA championship is, and I still had Shanley and West Fargo Cheyenne tied at 21, right?
At the end of the third, I was just looking up to see where that one's at.
Yep. All right, here we go. 2nd and 16 for the Midgets after the Blumseth sack. Saints are going to rush 3. And looked like somebody jumped. Yep, it's going to be a false start. And that will set Dickinson High back 5 yards, and now a 2nd down and 21.
So, update on that Cheyenne game on the BNC scoreboard. Cheyenne takes their first lead of the game. They go up 29-21 with 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Make a 2-point conversion as well. So, man, that's a big response by the Cheyenne Mustangs.
And Jamestown was leading big.
Yep.
Back to Passesburg. 2nd and long. Steps up in the pocket, fires it over the middle, almost picked off. Looking for Ben Carlson again. And that was almost Thomas Kralick's 2nd pick of the game.
Dickinson just hanging on by a thread right now, Todd. It's almost like the 3rd almost pick. They're still trying to go deep, and you got 2 plays right now to get to 21 yards. You don't have to go for it all in this play.
Clock stops with 1:41 to play. Saints keeping those 2 safeties real deep, trying to keep everything in front of them. Dickinson High, couple receivers left, couple receivers right. Saints will send a 4th rusher. Berg in the pocket, slam down.
I think it's Windsor and Blumseth again, TD, on the half sack apiece as a quarterback. It's these long routes taking just too much time as he's waiting for guys to kind of make their cuts.
Dickinson has to burn their final timeout, and now you're hanging on a limb here if you're Midgets, as you got 4th down now. Yeah, it's 4th and you got to get out to the 45-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 16, so you got 4th and 29. That is not a play caller's delight right there.
He's hardly punted that far tonight on some of his horse. So you just got to drop back and, first of all, you got to have time. And we know Toby Schweitzer. He is not going to allow Troy Berg to step back. He's going to do, to me, he's going to bring at least 2 extra guys. He's going to bring 6 guys in my mind, because you don't want to give the quarterback time to throw the football that far down the field.
I wonder if you got a hook and ladder or something like that. If you're the Midgets, you go to something like that just to get the ball out of Berg's hand.
Yeah.
4th and 29. Trips to the left, one receiver right. Berg out of the gun. 93 seconds to play in the football game. The Midgets get Berg stepping up, throwing it deep down the far sideline, and that ball is going to be knocked down. Looking for Carson Weiler at the 45-yard line, and it's Thomas Kralik batting it away.
You know, and what a play, Todd. He maybe could have tried to catch that, intercept it. What a smart play by the junior free safety. He took two hands and volleyball spiked it with both hands straight down to the ground. What's it called, survive and advance?
Yep. You win and you move on. And now St. Mary's looks like they're just going to have to take a couple knees here, and the Saints will advance. As no timeouts remaining for the Dickinson Midgets, St. Mary's will have the football, and it really doesn't matter where the football's at, as it's at the 16-yard line. St. Mary's, Schumacher just takes a knee. Saints fan starts to celebrate, as this has been quite a run for the St. Mary's Saints. They've played in 4 of the last 5 Dakota Bowls, winning 3, and the Saints, with a couple more kneel downs, are going to move into that state championship game again, and they've won 5 titles since 2003. They've got 1 loss this season. The last report had Jamestown leading Fargo North by 30, and so the Saints, their only loss of the season was in week number 3 at Jamestown when they lost 20-7 to the Blue Jays. The Saints will have a chance for a little rematch with the Jamestown Blue Jays on the biggest stage, as Schumacher takes another knee successfully. And this one more kneel down will be over. I tell you what, a tip of the cap to the Dickinson Midgets tonight. John Tuchscher's club came to play, and they had 5 turnovers and still were in the football game. That tells you how hard and how well the Midgets played, as Schumacher takes a final knee, and this one's going to go final. A hard fought victory tonight for the St. Mary's Saints. Clock drips down in the final seconds, and this one is indeed final. On your BNC Bank scoreboard, it's St. Mary's 19 and the Midgets 14. Take a short time out here. We'll come back with our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. Planning Team Financial Advisors, helping clients work towards financial freedom. Final score, BNC Bank scoreboard, St. Mary's moves to 10-1 in the season. Dickinson falls to and finishes their season at 5-6. It's St. Mary's 19 and the Dickinson Midgets 14. More with our postgame after this timeout on the PSP Network.
School football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knudsen Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Sealy Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, I Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Back at St. Mary's is Todd Darmish, Chuck Claremont, Nick Holberg. Hey, it wasn't pretty all the time, but man, it's a hard-fought victory tonight for the Saints, 19-14 over Dickinson. And we're back in our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show, helping clients work towards financial freedom. That's Planning Team Financial Advisors. Let's send it down field side now. Chuck has got head coach of the Saints, Dan Schmeeker.
They played really well. They put 9 and 10 guys in the box and blitzed and caused us a lot of trouble. Give them a lot of credit, but this is playoff football. It's supposed to be like this, and just proud of our kids. The way we fought, we kept fighting. Things weren't going real well for us at times, but they didn't quit. And defensively, we did what we needed to do. Offensively, we had trouble second half, but defensively, we created turnovers. And, like I told the kids, it's a sign of a good team is when you can have some and maybe not play your best and still fight your way to a win, and that's what we did. So I'm just so proud of what these kids have been able to do, and we're going to Fargo.
That's what it is, win in advance, right? And to me, I just felt like you guys, very resilient football team. You had some big plays that Dickinson had. You guys came up. You got a turnover deep in your zone with Felkley coming up and making that turnover. It just seemed like guys stepped up at the right time, and it feels like that's just a Saints team that tradition. Right now, it's tradition.
Well, these kids have done a great job all year. You came into the season unknown, a different conference, different teams. And, we had 20 seniors last year, and so these kids have stepped up and had a great season. I'm so proud of them, and I'm so happy for them. They've fought and worked hard, and now we're going to the Dome. But you're right, defensively has been our key. And our defense created turnovers tonight. And the challenge we gave to them before the game is we need turnovers. And we got a bunch of them. Offensively, we need to do a better job of taking advantage of it. But again, I think the fight, the grit, the resiliency of these kids was great.
Not to look too quick to next week, but Jamestown was up 33 and zip at halftime, so it looked like it could be one of those rematches with a team that your only blemish in the season. And I would, let's just say Jamestown somehow holds on, being up 33-0 at half, and you guys face them next week. That's going to be a good one.
Should be a good one, We'll worry a little bit about more of that on Monday and Tuesday, but no, Jamestown's a great program now and a good team, and they did get us. They beat us up pretty good out there, and should be a good matchup. So,
congratulations, Coach. Look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the game.
All right, Sven. What a game you played. And this is a St. Mary's defense that it just seems like time and time again this year, that's who you're hanging your hat on. It's your defense, and you come up with the big plays when you have to. The last 2 possessions, you got sacks through the defensive effort, the victory.
We just work together, work as a team, and we pulled through in the end. We really.
Your defense. You guys doing some things like get those 3 and 4 big sacks in the last 2 possessions.
He kind of lets us do what we think we see. And
you tonight. I mean, this Dickinson team. It totally took a team defensive effort tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, we just work as a team and then we get it done.
And for you guys next week, last year championship, you're going to get there again. It's kind of one of those eye on the prize you were hoping for. most likely it's going to be Jamestown. Give us a little look into that game.
We just need to play better than we did when the first time we played. We just gotta work as a team, honestly, and then we'll be ready.
All right, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nick. For tonight. Night.
Yeah, they came ready to play. They threw a lot of stuff at us, and they played us tough.
And they were throwing 8-9 guys in the four. I mean, you have to ice that right shoulder. You were throwing about up to 30 times tonight. Up big tonight, as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we kept fighting. Not much was going our way, but that's great teams win even when they don't play their best. So we just kept fighting until the very end.
And for you as a senior leader, now is your time. Last year, a hard-fought competition before the season started, and for you to be able to take this St. Mary's team on your senior season to be able to come up one loss, and coincidentally, it's a team you most likely are going to play in the state championship next week. But how does that feel as a senior to be able to be in the position you are right now?
It obviously feels great. I'm very thankful and grateful for the guys around me, especially the seniors. We all pick each other up.
And for you as a quarterback, don't get a chance to play a lot of defense, I know, and for you that's kind of one thing you hung your hat on last year. And just look across the ball on that defensive side. That's a defensive team, you guys, a defensive side of the ball for this St. Mary's team that you really have. They've done a lot for you this year, and what I think St. Mary's has been so successful for is because you're both sides of the ball stepped up when you need to. So great victory tonight. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Nate. Good job, Nick. All right, back up to you, big fella. On the field, going right there. Nick Schumacher, you could just tell that it's hard, and for him as his and get his championship.
Yeah, nice job down on the field there, Chuck Claremont. You heard as he had a word with head coach Dan Schmeeker. You heard from Sven Blumseth, and then you heard from the senior quarterback Nick Schumacher as Blumseth, the senior defensive end. Boy, Blumseth and Schumacher had their fingerprints on this game. A hard-fought victory tonight for the St. Mary's Saints on their home field. They improved to 10-1, and number 1 St. Mary's looks like in all likelihood they'll be taking on number 2 Jamestown in the 11A championship next Friday. That's a 2:30 p.m. start at the Fargo Dome, and you can catch that right here on the PSP Network, as we'll have you covered for all the games from the Fargo Dome, all 4 championship games, live digital radio. Join us for the 2021 Dakota Bowl next Friday, November 12th. Our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show rolls on. A final look at the individual and team numbers. We'll give you a B&C scoreboard update, and we'll hand out our MVP and move of the game as our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show rolls on from Schmeeker Field. A final score on your BNC National Bank scoreboard. It's St. Mary's victorious tonight over the Dickinson Midgets. Your final 19-14. More after this timeout on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Consolidated is teaming up with Cornerstone Bank this year for our annual Toy and Food Drive. You can help us help those that need our support this holiday season. You'll be entered into a drawing for 2 prizes, an Apple iPad and a $50 gift card when you bring in 3 food items or household items such as baby diapers or laundry detergent, or a gift of a new unwrapped toy which will be distributed to children in southwestern North Dakota. Stop in at Consolidated at 507 South Main or Cornerstone Bank at 3095 15th Street West in Dickinson today with your donation.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
At Prairie Rose Family Dentists, we treat our patients like family. We have 14 highly experienced dentists with incredibly caring dental teams. We have more locations, more services, and extended hours to make sure your dental needs get fulfilled, your questions get answered, and you have the comfortable and high-quality experience you deserve. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment today. Prairie Rose Family Dentists. We are family.
Hard-fought victory tonight for the St. Mary's Saints. They improved to 10-1 on the season. They lost in Week 3 to the Jamestown Blue Jays. They'll get a chance to avenge that loss at next week's Dakota Bowl as the Saints win this one 19-14 in a slugfest. Hey, that was a hard-hitting football game through a lot of it, and the Saints found a way. They hung their hat on their defense, and they gave up that lead for about 12 seconds, and then right back came the Saints, the winning points coming on a 92-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Isaac Felkley, and the Saints hang on as we're back in our Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show, helping clients work towards financial freedom. That's the Planning Team Financial Advisors. All right, Chuck, you got final individual and team stats tallied up. Let's run through those.
Yeah, you're going to do these, and you're going to listen to these, and you're going to think Dickinson won.
Yeah.
Troy Berg, 21 carries, 81 yards tonight. Luke Mavity, 10 carries, 47 yards. Sam Stillings had 4 carries for 18 yards. For Troy Berg, he was 4 for 14, 98 yards, but he had 2 big touchdowns. So 2 of his 4 completions went for touchdowns. There were 2 big throws to Carson Weiler, one for 31 yards in the first half, and the second one was a post route that he went 59 yards in their first possession. So big day for Carson Weiler, 2 catches, 90 yards. Luke Mavity had 1 for 3. Caton Selly had 1 for 5. And that's for the Dickinson effort there. For the St. Mary's Saints, it was not a strong offensive showing, as you're going to hear by these numbers. Isaac Felkley, 17 carries, just 30 yards tonight. Nick Schumacher, the quarterback, 6 for 15. Will Lingenfelter had – okay, let's get my bearings here. Had 1 carry for -2 yards. And then Nick Schumacher, he put the ball up 26 times, Todd. He completed 11 of them, had 109 yards. Did have a 5-yard touchdown to Matt Porter. Just 1 interception tonight. And I thought that he was smart in terms of he had a lot of incompletions, let's just say, but they were none that were, other than the one that got picked off, played a smart game in terms of where he threw the football. Nate Fedorchuk had 5 catches in the first half for 57 yards. Britt Sefner had 3 catches for 26. Isaac Felkley had 2 for 19. Matt Porter had 2 for 12 yards and a 5-yard touchdown. Then Will Lingenfelter also had a catch for 2 yards. Team statistics, so check these out. So 24 rushes for the Saints for 43 yards. Dickinson had 35 rushes for 146 yards. 11 completions and 1 interception for the Saints. They had 109 yards passing. Dickinson had 4 completions, 2 interceptions for 98 yards. So 50 plays for the Saints, 49 for Dickinson. The St. Mary's Saints they averaged just 3 yards a play, 152 yards on 50 plays. Dickinson had 49 plays for 244 yards, so almost 100 yards more in yards than St. Mary's. St. Mary's second half, 39 yards is all they had in 19 plays. So Dickinson Midgets, they stepped up defensively, but the fumbles and the turnovers, 5 turnovers tonight, that's not going to get the job done, Todd. We could go down and we could surely talk about each one of those. It surely led to some points for St. Mary's, but a couple penalties for St. Mary's, 6 for Dickinson, 8 first downs for St. Mary's compared to 9 for Dickinson, but 4 big sacks for St. Mary's tonight. And the last 2 possessions when they needed them most, they didn't have any sacks in the first half, but they had 4 big ones back-to-back by Wycombe and Bloomseth in the second-to-last possession, And then back-to-back sacks by number 81, Sven Blumseth, as he had 3 sacks in the night and 2 in that last possession for the Midgets for the season. As St. Mary's wins tonight, 19-13 or 19-14. What a game tonight! I'm just by the resilience of the St. Mary's Saints. Coach Schmecker had a great comment. He said, "Hey, good teams win when they don't play their best."
Yep.
And this wasn't the best game for St. Mary's, and they got some things to fix. But ultimately, that defense stepped up when they needed to.
Hey, the Clubhouse Suites is a sponsor of our broadcast tonight. You can get a variety of room types, including their fabulous 2-story presidential suite, custom deluxe breakfast, indoor water playland, and an area shuttle service and much more at the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites in Fargo. Mention the code Dakota when you book a 2-night stay and get 15% off when you book your rooms for the Dakota Bowl. All right, Chuck, a few things to take care of here as we put a wrap on our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. First thing is our Move of the Game. Tonight's Move of the Game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. It can help you move across town or across the country. Locations in Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them online at jobberswarehouse.com. In the third quarter, Dickinson had just forced a 3-and-out, and St. Mary's was punting the football to the Dickinson Midgets. And, hey, our Move of the Game was another one of these special teams defensive plays that swung the tide back to the St. Mary's. This one was a fumble recovery of a muffed punt by the St. Mary's Saints.
Yeah, and the first possession, Dickinson scores, right? They come out and score right away and narrow the gap with this football game. And as a matter of fact, they take the lead 14-13 and take that back, slow down, as it was 19-14 after that. So, but they were driving. They had momentum right there. They forced St. Mary's to punt, and what a great job by Logan Herman. He comes down. He fields a muff punt by Troy Berg as he tried to short top one of those roller kicks from Nick Schumacher. And, we didn't talk enough about that. He had some good punts after that 3-yarder that he kind of stepped up and helped, that one being a tough one to handle. And what a job by the junior linebacker, offensive line, backup offensive lineman, just 5'8", 155, but he busts down there and recovers that fumble. So that's our Jobbers Moving and Storage Move of the Game.
Here's a BNC Bank scoreboard update as final scores in the 11 AA semifinals. Had West Fargo shutting out Century tonight, 15-0 the final there. And Jamestown advances to the Dakota Bowl. They'll take on St. Mary's. The Blue Jays win 41-24 over Fargo North. That sets up St. Mary's and Jamestown in your 11A title matchup. And still left to be decided, about 4 minutes left in the game, but Cheyenne now leads 36-21 over Fargo Shanley. So the Mustangs looking to advance and take on their crosstown rival, the West Fargo Packers. Tomorrow we've got action for you on the PSP Network as you got Botno at Lemoore Litchfield Marion. That's a 9B game, and then the game we'll have on PSP will be Cavalier at New Salem Elmont, a matchup of undefeated teams. The 2 and the 3 seed should be a great afternoon, a 1 p.m. kickoff from New Salem with a 12:40 p.m. pregame. 11B games tomorrow. Bishop Ryan is at Hillsborough Central Valley, and Bowman is at Kindred. There's your 11B matchups. And, of course, the Dakota Bowl next Friday. All right, Chuck, last thing we got to do here is give you our player of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. They bring you the MVP of our matchup tonight. They're located on South 3rd Street in Bismarck. And Sport Clips brings you tonight's game MVP. Man, it's special teams and defense were the soup du jour today for the St. Mary's Saints. So who are we going with?
Well, I mean, you could go to clearly defensively, and then you throw the 92-yard kickoff for Felkley. He had double-digit tackles tonight for sure. But to me, just the last 2 possessions, when you mentioned it time and time again on the air, TD, where you said, hey, there's a nervousness right here for the St. Mary's on this side of the fan base. And ultimately, Sven Blumseth, he stepped up big. 3 sacks in the last 2 possessions, and I'm sure he had 5 or 6 other tackles. We called his name a bunch of times during the game. Just a tremendous effort with a senior defensive end, 6'1", 190-pound Sven Blumseth. So our Sport Clips MVP of the game, thanks to Mike Fedorchak and his crew, that the owners of that group.
Yeah, congratulations, Sven Blumseth, our Sport Clips MVP of the game. You can be the MVP. Go to Sport Clips for their MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like that MVP, like that experience at Sport Clips. They're located at South 3rd Street in Bismarck.
Gets a free haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
His blonde hair. Sven gets her cut. I didn't mean to interrupt him. He had like 3 girls hanging on him after the end of the game. I had to pull him away. I said, hey, come on over here, man. I need to talk with you.
All right. Hey, again, we mentioned it during the broadcast, but a tip of the cap to the sponsors that we were able to acquire, additional sponsor in addition to our normal stable of PSP Network sponsors. They really came up huge for us as the games advance farther on. The more it costs to get the rights to broadcast these games. So our thanks to the folks in the Bismarck Man and the St. Mary's family and the Dickinson Midgets, the Dickinson community for being additional sponsors, and including in addition to our in-game sponsors, BNC Bank, Hub International Insurance, Planning Team Financial Advisors, our Player of the Game brought to you by Sport Clips, and our Move the Game, as always, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Thanks to one and all sponsors for helping bring you this broadcast tonight. All right, a reminder, we'll be back on the air next Friday from the Dakota Bowl, as we'll have wall-to-wall coverage, live digital radio broadcast from the Fargo Dome. We'll start off with the 9B Championship at 9:10 in the morning, breakfast at the Dome, 11B Championship at 11:45, 11A Championship, St. Mary's and Jamestown at 2:30, and the 11AA Championship, West Fargo Cheyenne, in all likelihood, if they hang on against Shanley, taking on their crosstown rival, the West Fargo Packers. That's a 6:40 p.m. kickoff in that one. All right, that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Again, thanks to all those sponsors for helping us put this on the air for you on the PSP Network. For our game producer tonight, Nick Hallberg, and partner Chuck Claremont, Todd Dahmer is repeating your final score. It's St. Mary's moving to 10-1 in the season, and number 1 St. Mary's advances to the 11A Championship. They'll take on the Dickinson Midgets. Saints win this one 19-14 in a hard-fought victory over the Dickinson Midgets. Thanks for joining us, fans. Until next time, so long from Schmeeker Field in Bismarck.
High school football semifinal playoff matchup on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by these local sponsors: Bismarck Funeral Home and Crematory, Knutson Realty, Planning Team Financial Advisors, Prairie Rose Family Dentists, Magitouch Carpet One, Northern Plains Plumbing and Heating, Benning Financial Services, Consolidated Communications, Charbonneau Car Center, Stevenson Funeral Home, Seeley Family Dental, Wycombe Injury Law, Ike Keating Furniture World, Olivet and Welk Orthodontics, First International Bank and Trust, the Dickinson Booster Club, Capital Chiropractic, and the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites of Fargo.